And welcome to the Booze, Boobs, and Blood podcast. I'm your co-host, Wayne.
And I'm Ray!
Yay, Ray! Ray! Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to those who might be faithful listeners. I don't know. Maybe. One can hope.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we've gone into your earballs and done all kinds of horrible things.
Yeah.
So, we'd hope at this point. At this point, we're like...
Violated.
We're 18 episodes in, and God, I hope at some point there's somebody out there that's
maybe likes
listening.
it.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, we like it. We have fun.
We're just doing this for shits.
Too. Yeah.
For S's and G's.
Yeah.
So, Ray.
Yeah.
Hey,
what are we celebrating this time?
Oh, well, in light of Memorial Day, in real time, it's tomorrow, we decided to watch some military horror. Whee!
Yeah, and specifically...
I don't know.
Is that the presidential?
Yeah, I was going to say that's Pomp and Circumstance. That's not the right one.
That's actually 20th Century Fox, so I have no idea.
I forgot. I used to remember the Rain song. I don't remember.
Oh shoot. Ugh.
Nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. That's all I remember. Which coincidentally, both movies involve the Air Force.
So specifically, we decided to do World War II horror.
Yeah, two of these because, honest to God, I can't. It's very, very hard. I cannot watch, in general, like Saving Private Ryan or like any Black Hawk Down, like actual like military battle movies. I don't know how people can watch. Like people watch it, and I get it. I have a very hard time watching it because I just can't not think of people that are actually seeing the shit, and it's just
experienced it,
or worse.
Yeah.
And it's too realistic. I can't.
Saving Private Ryan, that first part is when they're thrown up on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh no. My God, I can't even imagine like being so scared. So fucking scared.
Seriously.
Yeah. And then that's what 12 minutes. I don't. It's longer than that.
That's real fear to me. Like that really scares me.
Well,
that's actually scary.
How long is that whole fucking scene? Because that like the actual storming.
I haven't voluntarily. I have not seen on purpose. I have not seen Saving Private Ryan. I think since 2000.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and I was like, I'm good here.
I'm good. They showed it in our history class in high school, and they had to, my teacher, who was like 2 years away from retirement and gave 0 Fs, was like, if it's, too intense for everybody or somebody doesn't want to watch it, I can give them something to do out in the hallway. But of course, everybody was like, yeah, we'll watch a fucking movie.
Right. Do I want to do fucking like work?
But he was like, he was a great teacher, actually. He was like so jazzed about history, and I liked that about him.
Oh my God.
But he was like, I'm not sending, he's like, I used to send permission slips for this. But I'm fucking not, because I don't give a shit. You can't, if you don't think you can handle it, that's totally fine. Nobody's going to judge you for that, right? But this happened and worse,
right?
Like don't,
right?
And I had a hard time with it. It was really
and it's interesting because our first movie deals with the invasion of Normandy. So I mean, this is Overlord. So we're doing Overlord and Shadow in the Clouds. And
Overlord from 2018. There's
correct.
A bunch of, there's like an anime series, which I don't think is related, but there was a movie once before, and I can't remember.
It's probably not related.
I don't think it's a remake or anything like that. It's just the same title. So it'll be interesting. So Ray, what tickled your pickle this week? Or the last couple weeks, I should say, because we do this bi-weekly.
Well, because I mean, we did a commentary, the Shudder
that was
Chainsaw
fun.
Awards. So we're the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. So we're very excited about that.
Can people check that? Are people able to view that or no?
Not yet. I have to edit it because there's a little bit at the beginning that I got to edit, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm going to do this tomorrow.
Yay!
So it will be posted on hopefully on our Anchor and also our YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Anchor's great, you guys.
Yeah, it is. We have a commercial coming out. That's why we're giggling.
Yeah.
But other than that, like trying to think of like, things that have just like fucking busted my nut this week. I can't think of anything that's been like
You've been busting your butt in the garden. I see your garden. It looks nice.
I mean, it's been awesome.
It was nice. I see a little
nice.
pepper.
Weather's been
little
nice.
Pepper out there. Little pepper.
Some tomatoes.
I love tomatoes. I
got some tomatoes. I got some watermelon coming up, so that's cool.
Nice.
So, Miss Ween.
Yes. Ray.
What tickled your pickle this week?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay. Don't leave me in suspense, baby.
Last week, this was really cute. I took my nieces roller skating because my boyfriend's daughter, one of my boyfriend's daughters is really, she likes meeting up with her friends to go and roller skate at this place. So I was like, oh, roller skating, like that's a fun, and I had to babysit that night. And rather than just us hanging out there watching a movie and doing boring shit, I was like, hey, why don't I take them roller skating? We'll see. Oh my God, that was a mistake.
Why?
It wasn't a mistake. They enjoyed themselves, I guess. I actually have some videos to show you of them because they're so fucking cute. They're 8 and 10. One of the older girl's going to be 11 in July, and they don't know how to skate, so they're like, I'm like, well, if you fall, you fall, whatever.
It was different from when we were little. I mean, we skated all the time.
Yeah, and I fell on my ass for about an hour, and then once I finally adjusted, it was time to go, and it's like, fuck. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So I took them thinking they would kind of, eventually, like, okay, I was scared at first, but then eventually figure it out.
No. Oh.
No, ma'am. So I paid $4 per girl for what were called these trainers. It's basically PVC pipe on wheels that you can, like, lean on. And it looks like a little walker.
Oh.
But it helps, like, it does help for, like, youngsters or someone that's first learning, like, because you really do have to adjust your body differently than you think.
Balance.
To get used to it, right. Oh, my God. They were so funny. The 8-year-old had somewhat of the technique, but didn't have any balance whatsoever. So she really needed... It's so funny. She looks like a fucking geriatric rolling down the ring. It's so cute. And she's only skating with one foot. And I'm like, honey, she got 2 buttons. She's not... But it was fine.
She's like almost like skateboarding with it.
Kind of, yeah. But fine. And then the older girl she's got balance, but she didn't trust herself and didn't have the technique down.
Oh, yeah.
And she was too afraid of falling, so she got a little trainer thingy too. And I'm just like, oh my God, you guys.
I mean, and on the break, I have to ask you where you went because I'm interested.
Oh yeah. I'll have to show you the videos too. It's so fucking funny. But I was like, did you guys have a good time? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? So what I decided to do is next Saturday I'm gonna take them to one of the local skating rinks, and every Saturday they give lessons at like 10 in the morning for like $10, including the skate rental, which is like stupid cheap. And like, it's only 45 minutes, but still, like, how long does it take to learn a fucking skate? Right. It's just, you have to just do it. Yeah. For someone to teach you technique, that takes just a few minutes. For them to just practice, would take however long. Because if they enjoy it, then, because my older niece, she used to do karate, and she's built like a brick shit house. She's got a big old booty, and she's got legs for days that are very, very strong. Yeah. She was very good in karate, but she didn't like sparring that much because that is a little like...
It's daunting.
Nerving, And my sister tried to get her into swimming, and she likes swimming, but she doesn't like the competition. And that's the kind of common theme we're getting with all these activities. Like, she was in soccer when she was little. She didn't really care for it. It's the competition she doesn't like.
No, she want to participate, doesn't want to have to like...
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, well, doing something... Like, she likes to be active. She likes to do things, but... roller skating, that doesn't involve a competition. I mean, it can, I guess.
God, do you remember, like, how fun it was to go roller skate?
No. It was not fun for me.
Oh.
No. I did have fun. Like, once I eventually kind of got the hang of it, we used to do it in, like, Girl Scouts and, meet up with people. Like, it's a fun thing to do.
Did you go to the one in Ashtabula?
Yes, I did.
Where it had a giant skate that you could ride in for your birthday?
Did. Yeah. So
which is now a party center, so I'm so glad about that.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
So
it's cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
something new, something new for them to do. Plus, something else to do besides riding your bike around the neighborhood, practice skating. 'Cause they have, sidewalks and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Anybody having their rollerblades?
Not yet, but I'm kind of like preemptively already looking at some cute ones for them.
That was one I never got. I could never do rollerblading.
I begged for rollerblades for so long. Finally got them on my birthday. Never skated in them because that was very different. I couldn't get used to it. I had a very hard time doing it, and I just didn't.
Yeah, because I
kind of wish I had kept
skating,
at it,
but
though.
I couldn't. Yeah, rollerblading.
Yeah. Because that's very good. Roller skating in general,
good for your core.
Or it's very good for your core. Mm-hmm. It's good for your core strength, and so is like skiing. Mm-hmm. I wish I kind of was able to get into that, but that's another day for another dollar.
Well, on that note, we're gonna take a break. Come back.
Take a little quickie.
Yeah, take a little breaky for us.
Little respite. Thank you, Veronica.
And we'll come back and we're gonna talk about Overlord.
And we're back.
We're back. I was a little disappointed because I didn't do my usual Lawrence Welk, but that's okay. I should say, what's his face doing Lawrence Welk? Fred Armisen doing Lawrence Welk.
What does he do?
So on Saturday Night Live, when he used to do
I knew
Lawrence
that skit,
Welk.
but what did he say?
Oh, he used to do a 5, a 4, a 3,
oh yes,
a 2,
a
1. Tiny bubbles.
Oh,
God. Ugh.
Yeah.
And we were just like dancing a little bit to some like 2000s.
Because I was telling Ray further about the little skate thing that I took my nieces to, and one of the songs they played for Fast Skate was Sandstorm by Darude. Because, what else are you going to play for Fast Skate?
I mean, I'm trying to think of something. So when we were young, like, I remember the big thing was because Batman 89 came out.
Yeah.
So for me, it was Stop the Press. Who is that? It's the one Prince song.
I was going to say, he did the whole soundtrack.
He did do the whole soundtrack. Yup.
God. Love it.
I'm pulling up my notes. I'm sorry, I should have done that instead of listening to 2000s
Whatever.
dance music.
Whatever. Dig it.
Not sorry.
Love it.
Sorry, guys.
Hey,
sorry.
Ray. Yeah. What are you drinking? What you drinking?
I'm drinking two things. I'm drinking one is a Pabst Blue Ribbon Stronger Seltzer, which is 8%. It's a strawberry basil.
Nice.
The other one I'm drinking is a. You just want me to say this, don't you?
No. Because I didn't make any cocktails, so and I feel like we need to get the booze back in our Booze and Blood podcast.
True story. Because guys, I'm trying to lose weight, so
aren't we all?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like some low carb stuff, so I can have seltzers on. There's 0 points, so fuck it. So don't fucking hate at me when I say I'm drinking a Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah,
it's 8%, bitches. So suck a cock.
Not sponsored.
You're not sponsored. And I don't know if I'd take their sponsorship money, honestly.
I honestly, not them.
No.
PBR.
No.
And
PBR in a heartbeat,
about anything else.
Yeah.
About anything else. Yeah. Anyone else.
Yeah.
Please call us.
I mean, I'm not ashamed to buy it. I don't care. I'm not, it's not regular Bud Light. It's just Bud Light Premium.
It's a platinum.
It's a platinum. It's a platinum, bitch. Like my credit cards. They're not platinum. They're not.
Dagus.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk a little bit about Overlord 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you drinking? You're drinking. Sorry, I didn't
No, it's fine. I'm drinking, last time I drank an MXD
which we don't know
cocktail.
if it's 2020 or not. It's not.
An MXD Long Island iced tea. But today, I am drinking an MXD Drinks Company margarita. Again, 12% alcohol by volume.
Maxman Dick. It's the Max D.
The Max D.
Max D.
That's all I'm all about.
Yep, all
much
about
as
the
I
base,
can.
And also
this is a 12 ounce. The serving size is a pint. It comes in pints.
It's tasty. She let me have a taste.
It's pretty.
Of it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got a cute little dog on the front of it.
Yeah.
The other one have a dog on the front of it too?
No,
it didn't.
Oh,
I think it did. The dog has sunglasses. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a little Chihuahua. It's super cute.
It's fine.
It's probably the name of this Chihuahua. MXD.
See, that makes me think more like it's Mad Dog, but it doesn't say. I don't think it is.
Is it Mad Dog? No, I'm thinking of shoot, Red Dog. Remember they had that like bulldog or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Which I don't think they make that shit anymore. That stuff will fucking paint off a car.
Yeah, dude.
Blah.
Strip off some wallpaper. Anyway.
Yeah, not much will do that besides Red Dog. Gross.
So anyway, production notes. Overlord 2019.
Holy shit. So there's a lot here, and I think a lot of it actually pertains. So
let's do it.
We did look at the wiki to see if there was anything, and there was nothing on the wiki. There's a wiki horror like sort of fan site, and that was nothing there. So here again, we don't want to be the show that reads IMDb, but I think it's
repeats
important.
back, right?
Yeah.
But
so the first thing I want to say is Operation Overlord, so that's what the name derives from, was the code name for the Allied operation for the Battle of Normandy, which launched a successful invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. This, alongside of Operation Neptune, would become to be known as D-Day. So that's what we're going up. They're trying to take out generalized. Yeah. They're trying to take out a tower,
a radio tower in France,
right?
What was it called? Ciel Blanc,
mm-hmm.
France.
Which is what, White Heaven? Isn't that what that means?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it means White Heaven.
Maybe.
And or is it White God? No, I think it's White Heaven.
I don't take Mars.
I didn't either, but I do know a little tiny smidgen.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. There's another little piece here. The movie does not include any use of the swastika, where it normally would be found, such as on the lighter or the Riksladder eagle in the credits. The Wendelhorn rune is used.
Yeah.
So,
and the, what's the SS symbol? It's
yes.
Like
they did have that. They had the
lightning
bolts. Yeah.
I noticed, same thing with Captain America, I noticed. Isn't that true?
Well,
I don't remember swastikas being used.
No, because they have Hydra.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. But this is, the Third Reich.
Yeah, well, agreed. Yes. Do you know what book this is a play on?
No.
It's kind of like, parts of it are based off of H.G. Wells's The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh.
Who uses vivisection to create horrifying hybrid creatures. The plaque on the wall of the lab says Al Pascal Moreau, which is an homage to famous scientists connected with the plot. Al most likely refers to Albert Einstein, the physicist who encouraged the U.S. to develop the atomic bomb during World War II.
And later regretted it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Blaise Pascal was the 17th century French mathematician and scientist who invented the syringe.
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff in here.
Do you have the tagline for this movie? Not tagline, but like the mini synopsis that's like blah 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 set in France. Blah, blah, blah.
No, I could. The regular plot line.
Yeah.
It will be on the other page. I'll look to see if there's anything else that we would talk about as poor Wyatt Russell. Yeah, Wyatt Russell had mono.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. The scene where Chase's neck snaps back so fast, causing bones to stick out of his chest, was done with old school puppetry and animatronics.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot. The movie featured more practical effects rather than the standard CGI effects most movies use. This was done to get a better reaction from the actors involved in the scenes where something gruesome would happen.
Nice. Go J.J. Abrams.
He produced.
But, I mean, everything he touches is gold. I'm sorry.
Not necessarily. I was going to say, JJ and I have a very difficult relationship. I will thank him for Star Trek.
Yes.
I will not thank him for The Rise of Skywalker. Sorry. That's... Yep. Yep. I will not thank him for that.
All right.
Especially when if you ever have read...
I'm not fighting you.
Have you read... what's his name? Doctorow's script that was kind of lost to the ether?
No.
It was so much better than what fucking came out. Like, it wasn't great, but it was better than what they had. Everyone hates Rian Johnson, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I really like The Last Jedi. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you do?
I mean, not everybody has to have a fucking, Rey doesn't have to be related to somebody. She doesn't have to be related to somebody. Also, that makes me think of... I have something to say about our next movie.
Something to say.
I got something to say.
All right.
So the other thing, or last thing, Overlord's first sequence, which is this is fucking sequence.
Oh my god.
Sees these soldiers jumping from a burning plane was done by rigging a plane on a gimbal, actually blowing up the front, tilting it as if we're actually falling through the air, and sending stuntmen tumbling through real fucking fire.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The clickers used...
I have to say, overall, this movie...
Oh, this movie's fucking... spoiler alert, I fucking loved it.
The effects of this movie were so good.
Oh my
god.
Good. This movie fucking balls, man. Yeah. It's fucking great.
Totally.
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 The clickers used by the squad after landing in France were called crickets. Okay. So only the 101st Airborne Division was equipped with crickets, and the only paratroopers of the division received it a few days before June 6, 1944. Yeah, so this probably wasn't, but it's okay. Yeah. We'll give it a... when the group yells, Currahee on the transport plane, it signifies that they are the 506th Infantry Regiment of the 151st Airborne Division. I mean, 101 is like the what you want to be like. That's what they all, the paratroopers kind of like, strive for. Okay. So, but there again, there's... So, and also, I don't know if, like World War II was one of the first wars where we had integrated troops. And it was not very, I mean, there were some. Like, to me,
That's a predominant, because the lead in our movie is African-American.
Right. And their sergeant is African-American, Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah. That I found more fascinating than anything.
Right.
I was what?
I didn't have a problem with it, but I knew it was not historically accurate. It would not have happened.
No,
but I loved
not in
the
the
guy
40s.
who plays
No,
voice.
not yet. But I loved it.
No, I mean it's great to know that, like, because by the time we get to Korea, it's completely integrated.
Right.
But at this point, it was still not real. Yeah. Yeah. It was very, very seldom where there were groups of. But hey, man, I'm all for it because everyone did a fucking amazing job.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Every single person. Yeah.
Yep.
This is such a good movie. Spoiler, we loved it.
Yeah, I mean, and I love this intro sequence with the black and white Paramount logo was fucking awesome. Yeah. And even JJ's Bad Robot came up and it was black and white too because I was expecting the robots to turn red.
Right.
I was like, it just sets it. It sets it.
It sets you there, and they have voiceovers going in the back of like Winston Churchill and Dwight Eisenhower and. A tiny bit of Hitler sprinkled in there, and you know, like all this, like setting you there. It's getting you in the mindset already where we are. Yeah,
and in fact, I kind of part of me wishes it stayed in black and white a little bit, just because I think
maybe the first cool. part,
it would have been really cool. Maybe until they got to like the what do we call them, super soldiers? Maybe until that part where we really start to see the super soldiers. Maybe, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
So. We open up the movie. We're on a plane with paratroopers heading to France to take out a German radio tower.
Did you want me to look at the plot thing on here?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I thought maybe, it's fine. It's fine.
So we can sit and talk about like this fucking. So this scene.
The opening sequence, the first 10 minutes of the movie. Yeah. Holy. Fucking shit.
We get a little...
Buckle up.
Yeah, we get a little taste for everybody. You know who you're gonna fucking hate.
Yeah. Yep.
But what's really funny is I never really like... I saw a review and I felt the same. Like, I liked I liked most of the characters.
Yeah.
But I didn't get invested. I wasn't like super invested. If one of them died, I'd be like, oh, well, that one died.
Right.
I mean, I would have been kind of sad if Boyce died, but like, he's not going to. He's the fucking lead. Like,
right, he's the hero. Right.
Right.
He's set up already as a hero because he's the focal point.
Right.
Boyce is just like, he's sitting on the plane. He is
scared
terrified.
As shit. Yep.
Terrified. Along with, like his buddy Rosenfeld, who's next to him, and they're very scared. And, as the sergeant is kind of giving them the orders, making sure like they're good to go. And he introduces their new corporal on the plane, who is Corporal Ford.
Who's
gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, Giovanna Depo plays...
He was the second Captain America in the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got that backwards.
Yeah, and so Giovanna Depo is Boyce, and he's British. He's known
He's
for...
British?
He's British.
Wow.
He is known for
such a
Fences.
good job.
He was Fences with Viola Davis and Denzel Washington.
Oh. This guy.
He's
gorgeous.
Fucking-tastic. He's also
very handsome.
He's easy on the ojos. But yes, no, Wyatt Russell's easy on the ojos also.
I mean, there's plenty of eye candy for us ladies.
There is.
And some gentlemen.
Yes.
And everybody in between.
And I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert, our female lead is fucking pretty.
Badass!
She's badass and she's fucking gorgeous also.
She's very pretty, yeah.
Jesus.
So...
Cheese and rice, man.
Oh, I know. J.J. Abrams does not disappoint. The action sequences and violence already in this movie in the first few minutes is so intense.
Well, I want to say Julius Avery, he actually directed it. So let's give credit
where
it's
it's due. Agreed.
Because he's done some decent stuff. A lot of shorts actually. He hasn't had a lot of he was a writer on most of the stuff he directed. But let's fucking give him credit where his credit's due.
This was a great movie.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job.
Yeah. I have a feeling though, I'm sure JJ had a lot, although I didn't see any fucking lens flares, thank God. But also the guy Billy Ray who did the screenplay also did the story too. So yeah, let's give some credit to those guys because they did some. It was good. It was good. But yeah, that first scene, that 10 minutes is
the
just...
first 10 minutes, I was on the edge of my seat already. It's like, here we are. Like, this is what we're doing.
We get a dead body
already
within
set up.
First, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Where the gun...
Because as the plane gets closer to German territory in France, as the closer they get, there's already gunfire and bombs that begin going off around the plane, all around the plane, tearing through the plane, tearing it up, and the paratroopers inside.
Mm-hmm. Because we get our first body where it literally the gun fight or the gun shots go through the plane and just mow this guy down. Yeah. And who was the medic? I'm trying to remember who was the medic.
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
But he's trying to he's like, I can help him, I can save him, I can
help
save him.
and
they're like, fucking
he's already gone.
He's dead.
Right.
There's just no way.
He's already gone. What are you gonna do in the middle of the air?
Yeah, right. Because he's thinking he's gonna put some gauze on. They're like, yeah, no, not gonna happen.
No. But this is their first, for a lot of them, we're assuming this is their first major tour in the war. And so they're all like, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, what they're trained to do, but now we're in it.
And we get...
and things change.
Their sergeant comes up, and he's...
Resin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was awesome. I loved him.
It's Bokeem Woodbine, who's very well known. He's been in literally everything. That's right. He was in Ghostbusters Afterlife. He plays the sheriff. He was on Fargo. That's
nice.
He was. I mean, I'm looking through his list. Queen and Slim was a big thing for him. Drunk History. That's great.
Oh my gosh, Drunk History is great. I fucking love Drunk History. It's my favorite.
He's got some he's mostly known for television. He was in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I don't remember Herman Schultz, but he played Herman Schultz. I saw the movie a long time ago. Yeah. But yeah, he's great. He's great. He's handsome too. He's a fucking handsome man in this movie. Yeah. But yeah,
a lot of them.
He's like, guess what? That's the last you see him. Oh no, you do see him.
No, we do see him again, but he's just like, all right, ladies, settle up. This is what we got to do.
Yeah, and so what happens is the propeller gets hit, and they're going down fast, so they have to jump. It's got to be a manual.
They have to jump. Yeah,
it's a manual jump, not.
And the guy by the door is like throwing them out.
Well, you notice when they before that starts, the light turns green. Mm-hmm. And it gets fucking silent. Oh, yeah. It gets silent. Yeah. And they're just like,
so
who's gonna jump? Yeah. Who's gonna jump? And it was like, you just stare.
Because they're like, because the plane got shot up, they're like, we have to drop them a few clicks south of where we were intending to go. So they have to go, sorry, but you have to go through.
You gotta go now.
Yeah. And you gotta go through, we can't just land you right on top of it. We can't. We're going down fast.
And so what happens, the light turns green, silent, then explosion. And
in the back.
Half of the plane's fucking gone. Yeah. And they're just people, the guys are just falling out the back. And you're figuring they're probably dead because they've been burned up going through the fire. Right. So Boyce is holding on to
for dear life.
Yeah, and Resin, I think, throws him out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this fucking shot.
The shot of him going, the camera follows Boyce, our lead, he follows Boyce all the way down. And he's like struggling, like it's a pitch black. There's gunfire and bombs and other things and other people all around you. And he is struggling to like remember to do what he's supposed to do. And he's trying to struggle to find what he's supposed to pull the chute. And make sure he has his weapons on, and make sure he has, all this stuff on him. He finally pulls the chute and he crashes into the water.
Yeah. Yeah. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos.
Mayhem. Yeah.
And you can imagine that this is probably what it was like. This absolute fucking chaos.
Set it up so well. It was just amazing. It was so amazing.
Yeah. So we assume that he's like he's landed in the lake in France. Yeah.
And I was surprised there wasn't other bodies in the lake because already because he dropped in and he was. Once he was in the water, he had to cut off his chute. He had to find his knife to cut the chute off and swim up and unload what was on him to keep him, that was keeping him down, and get up. He had to ditch his gun and everything. Which
I do have a question here, because this is where he gets up and there's fucking laser shots almost. So I was like, wait, what kind of guns are these? These would not have had these laser-esque sort of guns, but I forgave it, but I definitely did text Ween going, I have a question about the guns. This isn't fucking Star Trek. What is happening?
Pew 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 pew. He barely makes it out of the water. This freaked me out too. It's like as he was swimming up to the top, you could see the parachute was covering the water,
almost like
and it's like that, like in a swimming pool, the swimming pool cover that if somebody's in the pool already underneath it drowning, trying to lift it up. Yeah. A, it's fucking heavy as shit, and B, you're not really getting air from that once you get up to the surface.
It had visually looked like a jellyfish.
Yeah, it did.
Because the strings were hanging down from it too in the water, so
and he emerges from the water and he's gasping for breath, but obviously not getting any because he's underneath the parachute, and he still has his knife in his hand, tears away at it, and just gasping.
Like birth almost. Yes. It was very much cutting through an embryo and coming out. It was very interesting.
Oh my god.
The visuals in this movie are really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's another visual coming up that took my breath away.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it.
This movie. So good. Let's see. He barely makes it out.
He comes up to, we see, now here's Resin again.
He starts to look for his buddy Jacob Rosenfeld, the guy that was next to him on the plane, because he's like, I'm right behind you. Not in war, buddy. Sorry, not when you're, because you don't know where you're going to drop, or, so he's looking for Jacob, only to see his sergeant, Resin,
caught up by Nazis.
And,
and so, Sarge is, he knows he's dead. He's like, I might as well just fucking just go out.
And he asks for a cigarette. And it's like, don't you guys have a fucking cigarette, for fuck's sake? Come on.
And so...
At the very least.
Yeah, it's like, there's Boyce just he's
getting ready. He finds a gun off another soldier's dead body, and he grabs a gun, and he's getting ready to charge. To save his sergeant. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, here comes Corporal Forge, slamming him down, and shushing him, and saying, don't you fucking...
He's dead. He's
already dead.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna fucking do?
We can save him because he's literally... And he has a line, I don't think I wrote it down. Did you write the line? He says something about, you're so focused on the dead at this point. It's one of those, you're gonna see this a lot. You better get fucking used to it.
Right. Here we go. Because it's very clear that Corporal Ford has already been...
He's seen a lot.
He's seen a lot already. Mm-hmm. And so he's basically training these men.
Yeah. Yeah. So they do shoot the shit out of poor Resin. And then we get this shot that is one of the... It took my breath away because, one, it was spooky as fuck. Mm-hmm. And it was gorgeous at the same time. It is firefighting's happening. So the back is lit up as orange.
Yeah.
And you've got these dead bodies hanging from the trees of the paratroopers who have fallen, and they have been just hanging. And it is the creepiest fucking shot. Yeah. At the same time, it's absolutely gorgeous because it's so well shot.
Yeah.
And lit.
It was terrifying.
Yeah. It was absolutely terrifying. So then,
Ford gets Boyce focused on their mission, and then they meet up with some other paratroopers, like a small handful.
poor Chase. We get Chase. Chase is the cameraman.
Chase is the camera guy, photojournalist.
Yeah, and he's like he's been tasked to take pictures from the front. That's what he's tasked to do. And so Ford's like, oh yeah, really? What kind of camera is that? He's like,
can I see it?
Fucking
oh no, no, okay.
It's like, well, I'm supposed to take pictures. I guess not. Cool.
Right, because like, in fairness though, they're in the middle of it. Like,
yeah, he's like, you're pretty much like, it's a mirror on your neck. It's like, it's a
right.
Yeah.
Especially with a flash. Get the fuck out of here now.
Right.
All of us will be put at risk.
Oh, then we get Dawson. We get Dawson. So the other African American in the company is
it's like they make fun of him for being like a hick, like his southern boy, you know. Yeah.
But he's so sweet. He's talking about like making a recipe.
He wants to write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wants to write a book about the war and everything, and he starts talking about it, and without any apropos of nothing, suddenly, boom! He steps on a landmine, and he is completely blown away.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's obliterated. There's nothing of him left.
No. And Ford is left to then pretty much bring his company back together.
Yeah.
Like trying to
he's got to guide them, and he's telling them, walk in a straight line from where you are to me. Because
they did to Boyce, but not what's his face.
Tibbet.
Is somebody come get me? No, like, die.
Fucking figure it out.
Yeah, asshole. FYI, so on the plane before they go, you realize which ones you do not like.
Yeah, Tibbet is one you don't like ahead of time.
No,
because he gives Boyce a bunch of shit. Yeah,
like he's like, I think I wrote like, Tibbet's a greasy asshole. Like, yeah, he's just greasy and he's
got the thick New York accent, and he's
he's cool. He does have a really funny line coming up. But
yeah, he does. He is actually really funny.
Yeah.
So the rest of the guys follow Corporal Ford. They come across a skull, maybe a dog.
I just said dead something. They can't figure out what it is.
Yeah, they don't know.
Someone was saying like a... Were they saying like not a jackal? They were saying like...
Oh, yeah, they said a jackal.
Jackal? Yeah.
Well, a jackal doesn't have hooves. Well, you never know. Ooh,
yeah. It was
like,
gross.
They're in fucking France.
It was a pile of something.
Yeah, it was some with like a skull in it. They're like, is this a dog? Is it a jackal? It's a jackal. Then all of a sudden, they see a woman.
A gorgeous woman shows up, and they run to grab her because no one can know that they're there.
Yeah.
So they're like, she sees them, so they're like, oh shit, we gotta go get her.
Yeah.
Because she'll they didn't know if she was German or she was
they don't know
French.
what side she's on, but they gotta capture her to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, go chase a gorgeous woman through the forest.
Yes. So they get her. All of a sudden, Boyce busts out his French.
Fuck yes.
Speaks sexy French to her.
Yes, he does.
And Ford is like, all right.
Yeah.
Fucking sweet.
Okay.
Who knew? It's like, great. You know French? That's amazing.
Yeah, when he asked her, it's like, are you from Saint-Blanc?
Yeah.
Where we're trying to get to is Saint-Blanc. That's where the tower is. And she agrees to lead them into Saint-Blanc.
Eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not happy about it, but she's like,
no.
All right.
Because she's been scavenging on the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Which, again...
This was war, man.
It happened.
This was
it happened more. These people, especially the French.
She didn't know if these dudes were, and she ran because, like, she didn't, because she was like, when you're in France, or any country, you didn't know if the, quote unquote allies were going to be good or bad to you.
Well,
they didn't
exactly.
know. She didn't know if they were going to come rape her,
or depending on which allies were coming to get you.
Right.
Russia,
right.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Let's not.
No, but like, and honestly, these people were left with literally nothing.
Click it. ASMR.
Yeah, they were left with nothing. So they could barely have food,
or their homes were commandeered because of by either side.
I mean, I think honestly, as much as I really do like Quentin Tarantino. Not so much as I hate him. I just don't like his thing about fate. But as much as I love Inglourious Basterds.
Oh,
there's one thing I think that he did really well was the occupation of France.
Yeah.
By the Germans.
Yeah.
Because of Christoph Waltz and all this stuff, but like then also what's her name? I forgot her name. Mathilde. Oh shoot. Anyhow, who is like she ends up owning the theater and running a theater.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. Oh God, it's right there. It's right there.
Do we have to pause this? So you can look it up?
Calling her name when she's running through the fields. Do you remember that? Where she's running from the house?
haven't seen it in since it came out, so I don't remember.
Oh, okay, we'll talk.
I remember little to nothing.
Yeah,
but...
someone at home is listening to this wanting to punch me in the face because I cannot remember it.
They're screaming it right now.
Yes, I know. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. It's I've had a lot to drink. But
so anyway. We eventually, eventually,
Shoshana.
There you go.
There you go.
Shoshana.
Cool. Shoshana.
Eventually, we learn her name is Chloe. Chloe leads them to the small village in her home. To a small village to her home.
Yeah, and some fucking bitch opens her window and starts...
calls her fucking out because she's trying to be careful about, leading them to her house.
Yeah.
The village is overrun by Nazis.
We do get one of the lines I love of Tippett's was where she then kind of like lets it be known that she can speak English.
Yeah.
And he goes, we go back to the Eiffel Tower and all that shit.
All that shit, right?
I did laugh.
Oh my god. Tibbet gives Boyce a bunch of unnecessary shit that doesn't matter. He's just like, you gotta feel so JB. Yeah. When they go back to that. He tells the story about the mouse. That's eventually.
Yeah, so Chloe lets them into the house, and she's going to let them stay in the attic. She says
the only people there are her aunt and her little brother who's like 8. Paul.
I know.
Oh, he's so cute. They don't see the aunt, but as they head up the stairs, they definitely hear her.
Yeah, so
she's like...
Boyce hears the aunt, or sees the aunt at one point.
She's coughing like ghastly.
Yeah.
Like doesn't sound... like a human at all.
No.
It really doesn't.
So they're looking out the window because there's some ruckus in the courtyard, and out come these, like, they pull out this couple, and they literally
pajamas, and they're
he just shoots her right in the head.
Shoots him.
And they take him because I would assume they're going to go experiment on him, because we learn that there's something going on at the church. We don't know what it is, but something's happening at the church in town.
Yeah. Boyce, so they all meet upstairs. They commandeer upstairs.
I just wrote my notice about the aunt. There's some mysterious woman sound like she got the vid up in this place. The vid?
She sounds terrible.
She does.
As Boyce eventually starts to head downstairs, and he sees her aunt.
Oh, she got a lumpy head.
She's real lumpy, you guys.
She's deformed.
She got an
face, man.
She looks deformed and like gasping for breath. Like, she doesn't sound good.
And Chloe says she hasn't spoken since I got her back from the church.
Yeah.
So she's just been...
the aunt has like left them alone, which is good. Kind of like kept her alone.
She's all mucusy. Her head's mucusy.
Oh man, it's so nasty. It reminds me of The Fly. Like,
yes! Oh my god, yes. It looks like The Fly. Yep. That and the Peacocks episode from X-Files too.
I've never seen the X-Files. Why are we friends? The Chloe indicates that the Nazis did something to her aunt. She doesn't know what, but they took her to the church, and she came back like this.
Yeah,
and has not spoken in days.
They're just kidnapping people.
Yeah, and doing like
horrible things.
Whatever.
Lumpifying them.
We get a little more character exposition. Boyce's grandmother was Haitian and taught him French. Yep. That's how Boyce knows French. Because Chloe makes a comment like, "You're French, like it's French, but like you sound funny."
Different,
so it sounds a little different. He's like, it's from Haiti. Mm-hmm. His grandmother was from Haiti and taught him French.
We also learned that the German doctor believes that the tar in the ground has power, which was
power.
Very
the Nazis took Chloe's parents. A German scientist in the tower believes the tar in the ground has some kind of power.
Which is very on point with what the Nazis were doing. Like, the Nazis believed in...
They did a lot of weird experiments.
They did a lot with, they really did believe that that the city of Atlantis was real. And the Aryans were actually, like, the new Atlanteans. That's what they believed in. So they also believed in the, what is it called? The Spear of Destiny.
They believed a lot of crazy shit.
Well, the spear that pierced Jesus' side.
Yeah.
But they also, they believed in, because they had, we could get it. I mean, like, honestly, we could spend fucking weeks talking about, like, the spiritualism of fucking Hitler.
There are podcasts about World War II, like, for fuck's sake.
There's podcasts just about the crazy, like, things that the Nazis believed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they had these places built, these like almost like castles built, where they were built up with runes and all kinds of witchy shit.
What the fuck ever.
Whatever. It's just a bunch of
like
fucking
we could totally
nerds.
like honestly, but we're reviewing a horror movie. Let's be honest.
I mean, right? Let's just say Nazis were a bunch of fucking nerds.
I mean,
Also, I want this house. I want this house that she fucking lives in. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
If it wasn't bombed out.
It's real nice.
Yeah, it's really
and
really
overrun
cute.
by Nazis, but it's fine.
Well, right.
So then all of a sudden, the Nazis come to Chloe's house for the inspection. The American soldiers are hiding up in the attic.
With Paul. Paul's hidden himself up there with them.
Yeah. Little Paul.
Because Paul, like, all he knows of America is baseball.
Yeah, so he's holding it's so cute. He's holding like a baseball and a catcher's mitt. And Tibbet is kind of an asshole to him. He's like, this kid's fucking... Paul keeps inadvertently startling Tibbet. It's kind of funny.
Yes.
He's like, this kid's like a fucking shadow.
He's like everywhere. But then, like, he has this really nice, kind of
Boyce on the table, because Boyce kind of gestures to Paul to give him the baseball, and he smells it, and Paul kind of looks at him funny, and Boyce says in French, the ball reminds me of home.
It probably smells like leather and
smells like America.
It
smells like freedom. Just kidding. So he rolls it back to him, and he's like, it's cool. And Chloe kind of helps address people's wounds and stuff like that. She wanted to be a veterinarian, so she knows, some basic medicine.
Right.
Then the Nazis come to Chloe's for inspection.
It's very much a la Crystal Watts.
Yeah. In Inglourious Basterds. Oh my God. It's so tense. And on top of the fact that the guy playing the lead, the leader, Waffner.
Yeah. 10 minutes to Waffner.
Oh, yes. The guy that's playing the lead Nazi is played by the guy who played Pilu Asbeck, who played Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones. He's so good. I mean, he's very, he's a good villain. He's a great villain.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those, like, he's Bryce like, is he sexy? He's a little sexy.
Just a little bit.
Enough to be
just enough.
Enough to be like, God
like
damn, if you
sexy, crazy, like sexy, scary.
Yeah, like, he'd be the fucking craziest fuck of your life because he's so crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like,
He's got eyes like, what's his name? Skarsgård that played It.
Oh, Bill Skarsgård.
He's got eyes like him.
Yes.
Like crazy eyes. Like,
yes. Like, that, like, you're never going to forget that one. Once you ride it, you'll never want to stop.
Right.
But at the same time, you're like, I don't want to have a relationship with him. He can go home.
Right.
Because otherwise
I'm okay.
He's going to be living in my garden.
Jesus. Yep. So the American soldiers are kind of watching through wood slats in the attic. And they're watching this tense moment.
They sent Tibbet and Rosenfeld out.
Yeah, out to, I think, inspect the tower, inspect the area or whatever, recon.
Yeah, like recon, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we learn with the Nazis coming in that apparently Chloe has agreed to sexual favors to the leader for protection. Mm-hmm. And it's like, again, war. Yeah. Can you really blame her? Yeah. Can you?
It happened all the time.
To protect the rest of her family.
In the camps, it happened all the time.
Yep.
I mean, at one point, like, she's taking off his, would have been his Iron Eagle or whatever it is. And he's like, you didn't make dinner? She's like, no, I didn't make you fucking dinner.
Yeah, right. Like, that's not our arrangement, dude.
Exactly. A part of me wants to be like, just her to be like, can you just fuck me and get it over with?
Right.
I mean, that's what you're here for.
Can we just get this in and out?
This isn't foreplay. Yeah. We're not having a relationship. Yeah.
And then the leader, what's his name? Waffner. Hears a noise upstairs. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's Paul. Paul's up in the attic. And he's like, your brother's sleeps up in the attic now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, bullshit. Right. Sends his soldiers up. And this brave fucking little boy stands at the top of the steps with the baseball.
Yeah, and the American soldiers have their guns trained.
Like, through the staircase, like,
waiting for a head to pop
waiting.
Up. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, this little boy. Oh!
This is tense as shit, guys.
It was so tense. And you're just like, don't get caught. So nobody say anything. And the Germans, like, the boy tosses the baseball down to the German soldier. And the German soldier fucking spits on the baseball and throws it back to him. It's just like, yeah, okay.
How long till you die, asshole?
Honestly. Well, not too long. About a day.
Yeah.
It's a damn Paul is brave. He stands in the attic to stray suspicion away from the American soldiers. But then the rest of the German Waffner, satisfied that Paul is indeed upstairs, he sends the rest of the German soldiers away.
And that's rape time.
And now it's rapey time.
Yep. I mean, that's...
And, Chloe she's getting ready, this is the usual thing.
Yep, he puts her on the table and starts to take her underwear off.
Yeah.
And
then, but Boyce is not fucking having it.
No.
And so
I have something to say at the end of this movie. I have something to say at the end of this movie.
I got something to say. I got some things to say. So then Boyce and Ford run downstairs or they sneak downstairs and confront the leader. And Ford beats the ever-loving snot out of...
He headbutts the shit out of him and
knocks
him
my
out.
gosh.
It's
you're expecting
hot. It's fucking hot.
It kind of is, because you're expecting a punch and he fucking headbutts him instead.
My ovaries
oh,
yeah.
man.
Yes.
But Ford is still kind of pissed at Boyce because,
we could have,
all of this could have been, I get it.
I totally do, but at the same time, it just what makes
because Ford is more focused on the mission and the fact that this is a war, and is willing to accept things that happen because it's war. But Boyce is not having it.
It makes Boyce even just better.
Hotter. So then, once they restrain Waffner, he sends Boyce out to get Tibbet and Chase.
Right, and so what's happening is they actually get to the tower, and then they see this wagon of mashed potato people getting hauled out.
Mashed potato.
I can't explain them any other way. They just got mashed potato heads. They're just all lumpy.
They're just upon approaching the tower, he sees Nazis flamethrow people like Chloe's aunt.
And they're still alive.
They are,
They're still fucking alive.
But they're just sick and coughing, and they're they just flamethrow them.
Yep. And so then we get Boyce running through the woods because a dog is chasing him.
A German Shepherd. Oh, because of course.
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah. And he hops into a Nazi truck filled with dead bodies.
Yep.
The truck leads to the church, to this tower.
And a lot of the bodies, not all of them, but a lot of them had pieces.
Yeah, they have chunks of flesh missing, bite marks almost. But then there was another one with a gunshot wound to the head, so you're just okay. But they're all dead.
You're right, and we don't get a lot of explanation on that, which is fine. We don't need to. I think a lot of it actually, and we're going to get into it, but a lot of this is left in the air.
It's very slow. Because they really wanted you to be. It's like they really wanted you to be submerged in the war first. Before realizing the turn that this is a horror movie.
Yeah, because it's going to take a turn real quick.
Real fast.
Once it does, it's fucking 0 to 90.
Yeah.
And I think they leave a lot of things vague, and I like that, actually.
I do too.
But this is very vague. Why are there chunks missing? Did they be, did something attack these people? We don't know.
We don't know.
Are these
Je sais
Germans?
pas.
Are these Germans? Are they American soldiers?
Right.
Who are these people?
We don't know.
We don't know.
So Boyce is seeing all this. He's hopped into the truck with all these dead bodies. Once the truck parks, he sneaks into the tower, which is now just a giant laboratory.
And there's just all these weird doctors walking around.
Yeah, and accompanied by soldiers, and them, looking at charts and going, "Oh yes, yeah."
But then we
jawohl.
learn real quick. Scheiße. What we learn really quickly is this is a mausoleum.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mausoleum.
And a French mausoleum, because they have
in the walls,
like in New Orleans, they have they have all these dead bodies,
and they've removed all the bodies.
Yep.
Where are the bodies?
So they can leave them in.
They've created cells out of these where the crypts.
Yeah.
They would have the coffins. They've
and they
removed
converted
the
them into cells. Boyce hears moaning, coughing, and wailing, and then he sees the experiments. And he sees someone.
So a doctor comes in.
Yeah.
And gives them something. We don't know what
some sort of Yeah. Was it the injection?
I think so.
Yeah.
We didn't see it on our end. I think what happened is somebody came on the other end and gave them the injection, and then this horrible scream. And it's just awful.
Absolute painful wailing.
Yep. And so
they leave. Boyce goes back to that space and
hashtag lumpy heads.
And sees this bloodshot eye with out of a lumpy head, like staring back at him, and it's fucking crazy. He manages to sneak away a syringe with this goop, with this
first
whatever
he goes
stuff
into
in
the
it.
experimentation room, and gets it there. But there's all kinds of shit in this experimentation room. There's like big, gross things in jars. There's these big tarp.
Just a head.
Oh my god!
There's a fucking head.
There's a head
that's like, s'il vous plaît! S'il vous plaît!
Oh my god!
And he's like, what am I supposed to do?
With a spinal cord attached. That's it. And it's just screaming. And you're like, what the fuck? No, how about the fucking sacks? The zippers on him? And he's like unzipping this and a human
and they're
comes
all
out
saying, like, s'il vous plaît, like, please help me. Like,
oh
please
my god.
help.
Everything's wet.
It's
Everything's
gross.
wet and dirty and gross and screaming.
Just with ichor. I mean, actually, I heard it's supposed to be pronounced ichor, but whatever. Okay. I prefer ichor. There's just nasty. It's like sloughing ichor.
It's like
all
his
around.
placenta was everywhere.
Oh, it's so gross. And
because
then he sees this tar. He leans down and he sees this like tar-like substance, and then he remembers what Chloe said about this tar magical properties.
Exactly.
What the fuck ever. He turns around into another room and he finally finds Jacob Rosenfeld, his buddy.
Oh god, he's got this suction.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now thinking about it, like with those bodies that were like hanging there, especially the one in the middle, there's the big tarp.
Yeah.
And then there was the smaller ones, or the other ones that had this. There's a lot of.
It's very Aliens, right?
Aliens, but I was gonna say like birth imagery.
Yeah. Like, rebirth. Yup.
Because he definitely unzips one and they fall out like a fucking.
They slough out.
They slither out.
So gross.
I mean, it is wet. Everything's fucking
wet.
Yeah,
it's nasty here,
so
guys.
I'm almost like, I would like to do a little bit more at some point of an introspection of like what, like an analysis of this fucking movie as to like what the thought process of it is. Because, well, wait, hold on. Okay, so let's get to the super soldier. When we get to the super soldier, let's talk about it because I have an idea. Okay.
So, Boyce sees Jacob Rosenfeld and he frees him. They crawl through the sewer to get the fuck out of there.
Well, first he does see Boyce stabs Chase with a syringe of the red stuff. Okay, no, wait, that's later.
No, that's later.
Oh, but when he's getting Rosenthal out, they bring in a dead body, and they do stick him with a syringe. And the body comes alive.
He sees that the body reanimates.
Right.
And he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, can we please get out of here?
So then he snags a vial, a syringe.
Right.
In his pocket. And I'm kind of going, ooh, needles in your pocket when you're running away. Nope.
Save yourself.
I'm just waiting for an accident, please.
Yes.
So he's fucking, so somehow, magically, movie magic, Jacob and Boyce crawl through the sewer to get out, and they get back to Chloe's house. Boyce tells Ford, Boyce is like rapid fire talking. He's like telling Ford
everything is happening.
Everything that is happening. And Ford kind of, does he smack him? I don't remember.
No,
Or he just yells at him like
no, stop. Calm down. Yeah.
Like, calm your tits. All I needed to know is about the fucking tower.
Yeah.
And Boyce is like, fucking, yeah, I saw that, but
I can get you there, but
I saw that, but wait. Right? This was more important.
There's fucking all this other goddamn, detritus garbage that's hanging out there.
And it's fun. He shows him the syringe. He tells him about like the, reanimation of these. He's like, all of our guys are there, and Rosenfeld is proof too, also, because Rosenfeld is there.
But okay, so Rosenfeld has this huge fucking like.
Oh my god!
They had to crawl through the sewer.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought about that.
I was thinking he's
with
dead.
An open wound through the sewers. He's dead. He's dead where he stands.
They're lucky that they have penicillin, but still at this point,
Pretty sure Chloe didn't have that on hand.
Probably
I'm going to say she had antiseptic, but I'm not sure that's going to help you. It's in your bloodstream already.
As many historical romances I've read,
I'm not sure about that.
You're just crossing your fingers and hoping that they don't get infection and die.
Pray to Jesus. So then once Ford kind of gets the wheels turning in his head, he goes back upstairs to where he calls him where Wafner is. He calls him Franz, so I just called him Franz throughout my notes, which I thought was really funny. That
Can I read you my note? It was like my first note was like, okay, Boyce and Rosenfeld get back to the qualities and they smoke a syringe. Oh, they're gonna interrogate Wafner. I'm sorry, they're gonna torture him. That was like, no, they're not gonna interrogate him. They're gonna torture the fuck out of him.
Just torture him for information. But or just for the fun
this
funsies
is like
of it.
This was a tough one for me.
It was really rough
because I was like, I can see both sides of this fucking story.
You really can.
You can.
And this is war.
I mean,
and that's where Ford's head is completely on the mission, and the fact that this is a war.
Yeah.
And finding a solution, an end to the war, and his mission is possibly going to help do that.
Yeah, I mean,
so nothing else matters,
right? Because Boyce is like not happy that that Ford is like, he starts beating him with brass knuckles.
Yeah,
and he's just like, he had
just
to get
beating
out.
the ever-loving snot out of him.
But at the same time, like, Waffner also has raped Chloe for how many?
So weeks?
It's like one of those.
It's sort of a wash.
You see both sides. You're like, yeah, I get it. You don't want to see that, but at the same time, like, he's gross. Like,
He's a gross human being, so it's fine. You don't really feel that bad.
Nope.
So
Nope.
Franz, quote unquote, tells them that the bodies are for a purpose, but doesn't say for what. And Ford beats a snot out of Franz.
Well, they also learned that there's 40 men.
Yeah, there's 40 men at the tower, at least.
Then we get this fucking. So they decide they're going to go to the tower.
Yeah.
But they're going to grab Waffner. They're going to use him as leverage.
To get into the tower.
So they send Chase
They
up
send
to get
poor
him.
little photojournalist Chase. Poor little Chase. He's the little sweetheart. He goes to get Franz, but he's overpowered by him. And Franz shoots him.
Not once. Not twice.
Thrice!
Yep.
He's dying, and like, am I okay? What's going on?
Oh
Like,
my god, that was heartbreaking.
that was a heartbreaking moment.
Oh,
and
like,
then he's starting to
I don't
struggle to
feel
breathe.
so
It's like, I don't feel so good.
He's doing the fucking Peter Parker. He's doing the Peter Parker. I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. I don't want to go.
Damn you!
I don't feel so good.
And it's like, one of the bullet holes is definitely in one of his lungs. Like, because they rip open his shirt and like show where the bullet wounds are. And it's like, and even Chloe is looking at it like, I can't really do it.
They're kind of like, just, like, and
they're holding his hand while he dies, and he just dies. After Chase dies, Boyce gets pissed and injects him with the vial that he stole. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you thinking?
It's like, is this gonna be another Captain America?
Right, like, I'm not sure this is okay, but alright. And then Chase awakens all of a sudden.
Oh my god.
Wheezes.
Yeah, he's like, I'm thirsty.
I'm super thirsty. And he drinks the fuck out of this canteen and crushes it.
Yep, and I was like, oh fuck. We get super soldiers.
Oh.
So this is my question for you.
Okay.
Super soldiers. So, they're creating...
My answer is no. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So the whole maternal imagery and the whole rebirth imagery and super soldiers, like, they're reborn as a new soldier. I mean, the whole, like, do you think that, I guess I'm trying to validate my thinking is that this is a lot about rebirth.
Okay.
Because of, like, the placenta, the, people hanging out of the fucking sacks that look like fucking embryos. And
very visual.
It's very visual, and like in these guys who are dead, coming back to life, with these shots. I mean, I would assume that's part of what they're going for. Mm-hmm. I would be interested to know if that's like a Nazi thing. Partly
because they believed their own superiority, right? They believed that once they cleansed, quote unquote, their country,
their country
experience would experience a rebirth of economy and life and but they want to do quote unquote cleanse it of Jews. They believe we're holding them back.
I mean, but I would like going back, and I would like to look at it in that lens of rebirth and that actually kind of makes sense that there is like such a diverse group that's coming in. Yeah, that it is very much like we're not going to be we're going to the group that's going to move forward is not just those regular old white people. It's going to be a group of diverse, because I mean obviously there's at least 2 black gentlemen and there's a Jew, and so like that's different than probably would have been normally you would see in any of these other movies. So I think it makes sense. Mm-hmm. That it's like this sort of rebirth, however we want to kind of reframe how we think of World War II. And I don't know. Just thoughts.
No. Yeah, because it said later in the movie, Franz says, actually at this scene when the Americans are witnessing what's happening to Chase, Franz kind of says, now you see what we're doing. We need 1,000-year soldiers for a 1,000-year Reich.
Mm-hmm.
And we need the...
Well, he says at one point, I wrote it down,
purpose.
How does it feel to have the blood of eternity running through your veins?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
it was
interesting
a line he says
that
later.
Who gets it is Ford, who's the white male. He's also blonde. There's a reason that he's blonde. There's a reason why he's Captain America. He got that part from this, I would assume, but there's a reason why the blonde-haired, blue-eyed person got that fucking serum. Anyhow, it's just me.
No, totally.
Should conjecture.
So after the boys inject him with a vial. What the fuck? Chase awakens, wheezes. He's super strong. He snaps his his neck backward and then snaps it back into place upright. The sound effects and the special effects are nasty.
And knowing that it's practical and what he did, that's fucking baller. I love it.
That is so baller. Ford shoots Chase, but he won't die.
Oh, God.
So then Boyce freaks out and smashes his head in.
It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 again. It is.
But Chase, in the meantime, he's like, what did you do to me? Like, what did you inject me with?
Yeah, because, which is funny, because how did he know that it was Boyce?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Well, whatever. Maybe he wasn't quite dead. Maybe. No, he totally was. So then, after that episode, after Chase is dead, most of the soldiers go back downstairs. Franz escapes and then kidnaps Paul in the process. Escapes out of the house with Paul so they won't shoot him.
Ford gets a bunch of good bullets in him, though.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And we find out in his face.
He does. His face!
Yep.
Boyce wants to destroy the... Oh, so after that, and then they drive away. Franz and company drive away.
We find out, the shot of... Which is really interesting that it's another, kind of, weird connection to 22.
Yeah.
Because the way his face is shot off, it's just like Dante in TCM 22.
Yeah.
Because it's his whole side of his face.
Whew. It's like a Joker smile kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Just on the one side. It's rough. Great special effects.
Yeah. Kudos to the makeup artist, special effects artist, everything. This movie was so fucking good.
Well, he gets back to the bunker, to the tower, and he starts injecting himself with super.
Injecting himself.
And the doctor's like, we've not done that on a live specimen before.
Yeah, right. So... what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and he's like, let me just stick this right in my hip. Oh my God. Yeah.
And, but Franz sees what it does. He knows what it after seeing what it did to Chase, he wants that shit.
He wants it, yeah.
He wants to drink it. So then boy
like mojito and drink it.
Speaking of, cheers.
Cheers.
Drink break. Oh, that's gross. I just poured the rest of that into there. So there's 3 mixed drinks in here, 3 mixed seltzers, and it tastes like a icky. Do you ever put all the Skittle flavors in your mouth at once?
Do you fucking remember the Skittles commercials?
Yeah.
There was people who had Skittles for teeth and shit. Taste the rainbow. Taste this rainbow. Anyhow.
Taste my taint. Anyway, so that's kind of what it tastes like.
So then we get Chloe being a fucking badass.
Chloe is so fucking great.
Because she's going to be a diversion.
Now, at this point, Paul is kidnapped. And she's like, all bets are off. Gloves off. I don't care what the fuck you guys are doing. I'm going in and getting my fucking brother.
And they've got to convince Ford to get Paul. Ford's mission. Boyce and actually Tibbet are because Tibbet goes walking back from that.
With the kid, with
the kid,
with everything would
make
it a
little bit more sweeter.
Yeah, it would taste, the freedom would taste sweeter. A little bit more sweeter.
So
even Tibbet is giving it. He's like, all right, because he's got a softie for the kid now.
Yeah.
Because the kid just followed him everywhere. It was so fucking
super
cute.
Chloe
so then they kind of develop a plan. Next scene, Chloe gives chase to one of the Nazi soldiers
on a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle. The guy stops, gets on her, and I love this expression on her face. The guy's on top of her, right? And he thinks he's fucking got her. And she starts laughing in his face. Mm-hmm. And up come Boyce and Ford, kick the shit out of him. And I love it!
Yes, because
I was here for it.
The next scene is amazing, because here goes this Nazi driving into camp.
Driving with tape over his mouth. And he's like...
And he's like tied to the...
And he's trying to like move his head to indicate that there's something in the little sidecar next to his motorcycle. And they're like, what the fuck? I can't understand what you're saying. Rip off the duct tape. And there is, what do you call it?
A grenade
in his mouth. The pin was stuck to the duct tape over his mouth. And they pulled it out by pulling it off.
And he explodes.
Oh, so good.
The Humvee that's there, everything explodes. It's amazing.
Chef's kiss. It's so
gorgeous.
Satisfying.
Gorgeous.
So satisfying.
We
love to do shit to Nazis, man.
Rightly so. Fuck them.
So fucked.
So Tibbet and Rosenfeld are up. So they're on the outside. So it's gonna be the group outside that are like sending explosives from the outside, and there's gonna be Ford and Boyce and Chloe going up through the sewer. But
Tibbet and Rosenfeld are outside shooting at them.
Yeah. Rosenfeld is fucking badass at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Rosenfeld is like, fuck this shit now.
Yeah. He's fucking done. So
Chloe goes to find her. At some point, once they get inside, they kind of disagree on where to go first.
Yeah, and she's kind of like, fuck you guys.
And she's like, fuck you, I'm going to go find my brother. You guys do what you want. I get that you have a mission. I have a mission too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go get my brother. Fuck you.
Right.
So she goes to find her brother.
And she comes across two Nazis. And
oh my
God. What does she do to the one?
She's so fucking badass!
I know!
Oh, I want to be her. She's talking to them in German, and it's like, where's my fucking brother? And the one German soldier's just like, kind of testing her, right? And he's like, how am I supposed to know who your brother is?
Oh.
And she fucking shoots him in the head.
Right in the
with
fucking
German
forehead.
User.
Yeah.
Or German Luger. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Their
Luger.
own gun.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the other, where's my brother?
And he's like, maybe I should show her.
Yep. He leads her to this room with just a dead body in it, thinking that he's going to trap her in there.
The other side of the mausoleum, of the crypts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the other side with the actual, prison door almost on it.
Yeah.
So then, now we're at the same time.
Yeah.
Ford
meanwhile,
at the tower, Ford is setting up the fucking explosives. And
he's rigging it to explode.
Right, and
because that was their mission, to explode the radio tower. So the Germans' radio was down while in the meantime, other American troops landed in France.
Right, and he tells boys, go get the experimentation room. You need to put explosives in there.
Yeah,
so we're gonna
fuck that lab. We're gonna light this whole thing up.
Yep, exactly.
Boyle. I'm sorry. My notes said Boyle because it kept auto-correcting Boyce. Fuck's sake.
So Chloe is like, she's saying it because he tells her, so this Nazi tells her, oh, your brother's
right,
in
your
there.
brother's in here, but it's really like just remnants of a dead body or some
exactly.
shit.
And so as she's like looking,
he thinks she's looking she's almost in the room.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's going to close the door on her, and Boyce fucking...
No, he's got his gun up. He's going to shoot her. And Boyce comes up and
gun butts him in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
Then leaves him there because then whatever's in that room drags him in and eats him.
Oh, so nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Then they run to another room. Chloe finds Paul under like a tarp on like a lab table, and they escape. But the zombie from the other room that was
Boyce sends them out. He's like, get out. Don't worry about us. We're gonna do what we need to do. Get out.
Right.
Your part's done.
Right. So Chloe and Paul try to escape, but the zombie, quote unquote zombie, I'm calling it a zombie because I don't know what else
it's pretty much what it is.
The thing. I don't know what else to call it.
No, you're great.
The zombie catches up. Paul escapes through the sewer because Chloe's like telling him to just fucking go. And he's terrified. Chloe shoots the zombie in the head, which you think is going to be the end of it, but it's still alive. And she then she fucking runs away and finds... Oh, I know. How many times? Okay, in real life, Ray, how many times have I said, if only I had a fucking flamethrower.
Many, many times.
Instead, I'm not talking about a gun. I don't want a gun. I don't need a gun. I want a fucking flamethrower. That's what I want.
This bitch finds a flamethrower.
She finds a fucking flamethrower and burns the thing alive.
Yes, which she leaves the flamethrower when she burns him. I was like, no, you keep that. You keep that.
Take that with you.
Yes, burn more Nazis. Toast him. Toasty. Just like fucking Quiznos.
Toast strudels.
Big Wiener Schnitzel all these assholes.
Fucking hey.
Done. Love it. No, that was like fucking so baller.
Oh, so badass. Chloe's a fucking bomb. So then she runs out. She escapes. We go back to poor Ford and Boyce.
Ford is setting up his. He's got the last bit of explosives. Turns around
puts
and
the timer in it. Turns around and there's fucking Franz.
Yep,
Franz.
Yeah, and so they fight.
Thank you, Die Hard fans.
Yeah.
Franz.
If there was some broken glass and feet, that'd be even better.
Oh my god. And a gun duct taped to my back. I like some fried taters.
I killed a kid. It's my favorite part, just because it's like out of left field. I killed a kid. It's like, what?
What the fuck? Oh, I know. Carl wins up. Why? Anyway,
yeah.
So
it was actually like what's fucking Urkel. It was Urkel. He just had too much of fucking Urkel.
I mean, can you blame the guy?
No.
But
nope.
Back to Overlord. So we were split between Boyd and Boyce. Boyce and Ford. Fuck, I am drunk. So Ford and Boyce.
Like noise. Guys, we got another movie to get through.
Dude,
and
we have another, and I have another drink to get through. Holy fuck.
And this next movie's gonna be
whatever the fuck.
Whatever movie.
Tagline to that movie is whatever movie.
30, yes. Yep. Alright, so
we're almost there.
Okay.
So Franz finds Ford, and he starts super soldier beating the snot out of him.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Boyce is in the laboratory rigging the explosives, and he finds the fucking doctor.
Yeah, he finds the doctor, and they grapple, and he actually ends up getting the scalpel into the doctor himself.
Yeah.
Right in the
sternum.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep. This is where it gets
fun. Then we go back to Franz and Ford. Franz starts monologuing about the Third Reich coming to power.
Is this where he gets the meat hook in the stomach?
Yeah. Oh, I was visibly uncomfortable.
This is TCM, like big.
Yeah, no. But in TCM,
it's always the TCM is always the girls.
Yeah. He puts them on the meat hook on the back.
Mm-hmm.
No. Fucking Franz puts Ford on this meat hook in his stomach.
Yeah, I mean, it's one, it'll hurt worse. Two, it'll take him longer to die.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we also should say.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Between the two of those, Paul comes back, but Paul's just kind of like poor little Paul's just like by this car, like and Tibbet can see him.
Yeah.
And he goes and he's like, hey.
He goes in the middle of this gunfire.
Cover me.
Yeah.
And he goes to
get him
and gets a bullet right in the shoulder for it. I mean,
This was a moment that we don't hate Tibbet anymore.
No,
so it's
we
fine
do like
because he saves the kid. It's like all right.
I just wrote Ford's not going home. He gets a meat hook in the stomach.
Agreed. That's a moment I was like, no, he's not. He's not making it. And he knows it too. He fucking knows it.
Oh, does he know it?
Does he ever know it? Because then Franz starts monologuing about the Third Reich.
Jesus, yeah.
And then he starts opening up all of these like morgue where all these dead bodies are that were injected with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He starts just opening them up.
I'm gonna make my army's gonna be yep.
1,000-year Reich needs 1,000-year soldiers. Blah blah blah. Ford, and then Boyce shows up.
Shoots the shit out of Walker.
Oh man, but shoots the ever-loving shit at him, but it does nothing.
No,
and Franz just leaps at him, and they start struggling.
He should have known by having shot Chase.
Sure.
You remember what you had to do? You had to
smash his head with the butt of your gun.
Exactly. You had to curb stomp him like Robbie Dee.
Yes, exactly. So then Boyce and Franz start struggling. Wafner starts struggling. Meanwhile, Ford is trying to free himself from this fucking meat hook.
Awful.
This was so. I've screamed out watching this. It was so gross.
It was rough. But
once he gets off, he finds a vial and injects himself because he knows they have to overpower Franz, and he knows that's the only way to do it is to become him.
Yep, and he knows he's not leaving.
Yeah, he knows way ahead of time. He knows way ahead of time he's not. So then, once Ford comes to, he fights Franz, and it's like super soldier against super soldier.
Yeah, he impales him with this fucking pipe. It's brilliant. It's gorgeous.
Nasty, but Franz fucking pulls it out of it.
And I imagine
you guys, this
is
movie,
all fucking practical effects, which blows my goddamn mind.
This movie was so good.
This movie's fucking baller.
I can't believe how good it was. And I can't believe we didn't hear about it before. I didn't hear about it before.
I knew about it just because of Bloody Good Horror.
Oh, I didn't. It was so good. Ford frees him and injects himself. Ford fights Franz. Ford locks himself inside the lab. Once they beat him, okay.
He goes, he gets the, how does it feel to have the blood of eternity flowing through your veins? And Ford goes, not so fucking great!
Right, not so good.
That's where we get that he's rolls the oxygen tank.
Oh my god! And he looks over at Boyce. And Boyce fucking... And he shoots the oxygen tank and blows Franz into the tar pit. Mm-hmm. So Ford locks Boyce out, locks himself inside the lab, and gives Boyce instructions to finish the tower because the timer was taken away by Franz. Franz crushed it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he instructs him to retime it, so to rig it to explode, while Ford is locked inside.
Right.
And Boyce is like, no, we can do this together. We can do this together. Come on. Just let me out. Just come out. And Boyce is just not accepting this. And
Ford's like, I'm
already dead. Right. I don't want
anybody to get this technology.
The Germans or the Americans or us. Yep. Nobody should have this.
Which is kind of fucking great. I mean, like,
yes.
For him to have that forethought of no one should be able to fuck with this.
This, like, quote unquote.
That's all.
Ultimate corporal soldier or whatever, just focused on the war.
Well, that's why
he finally
Captain
opened
America,
his eyes.
You have fucking the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. He realizes nobody needs to have this technology or this power, so
this explosion shot.
Oh my god! Okay. Let me get there. So Ford locks himself inside the lab and tells Boyce to finish the tower while he goes down with the lab. And explodes. He holds a fucking explosive in his hand.
He does.
And he's just like, he's got Franz's lighter from before.
He does.
Which we didn't mention, but it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And it's just a callback, and he's like, like, we're all blown up together.
Yep.
While the other corpses are starting to come alive.
Yeah.
And
we're going out together.
Boyce, in the meantime, goes upstairs to time the explosives and escapes now.
Narrowly escapes. Did
you notice? This is done in one beautiful shot. The entire time. If you go back and watch, because I did a second time just to make sure, there were 0 cuts from the time he sets the explosive and escapes out of the tower.
Nice.
It's one camera shot.
Oh my god,
that's awesome. Entire time. It blew my mind.
I mean, because that last shot where he's running out the building
god,
is gorgeous. It's
like,
fucking gorgeous.
I want to bring it up and watch it again just to show you, just to prove it, because it is so chef's kiss, so well done, and I fucking noticed. Yeah, it was so good.
This whole action sequence at the very end is amazing.
It's impressive.
It is.
It's It brings you back to the beginning, where it's. Yes. I don't know if that was one shot or not. I kind of want to go back and look if it was one shot, but this ending, the whole ending sequence where Boyce is escaping from the tower, is one shot.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's amazing. The effects. The fucking explode. Oh my god! With each explosion, like he'll start tripping to once. It's so well choreographed.
Yep.
Because he'll start to like go to one side of the room. There's an explosion. And then he has to back up and go the other way. And it's one camera shot. It's so good. You guys don't know how hard that is to do.
No.
It's so hard.
No.
Especially if you don't have the right camera.
It's like when we were showing you the other day about the shot from Daredevil.
Yeah.
The fucking hallway
That's
scene.
what made me think of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of it. It was so well done. And I don't think this movie got enough credit. It
did not.
Because I barely heard about it, and it was so fucking good. So then it's very impressive. So then eventually Boyce meets up with the rest of them, and yay, the Americans make it to the village. Yay, the mission was successful. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And then we find out they're going to Company C. So they're going to go farther back. They're not going to be a front line. So I guess that's good. I mean, they earned that, but at the same time,
they don't get to go home. Right,
yeah,
me
Tim
too.
was like, can you just send us home? And I was like, yeah, you guys kind of deserve to go home.
They totally do.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that they have a draft. Like, couldn't they say they're going with the quote-unquote C company, which is the Charlie company.
Yeah.
Which is, they're
farther back. They're
further back.
They're still going to see fighting, but they're not as, like, they're not frontline, which is A.
And as Boyce is, like, giving his dismissal orders to, whatever local higher up is there.
He looked like the guy, what the fuck is his name from Friday Night Lights? Kyle Chandler. He looked like Kyle Chandler a little bit. Like, he looked like Kyle
I don't watch that
Kyle
show.
Blandler.
Blandler.
Like a fake Kyle Chandler. You know Kyle Chandler, though. If I showed you, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy.
If I saw a picture, sure.
Yeah.
Interesting tidbit. Boyce doesn't. The guy questions him about what else was in the building, and Boyce doesn't tell him about the lab.
Nope.
Ford's wishes. Yeah. Because Ford didn't want. Because he's like, is there anything worth searching among the rubble, or are we good here? And Boyce is like, nope, we're good.
We're good here.
We're good to go. It's just a radio tower, just a bunch of Germans. Peace.
Yeah. And so then we get this cute shot of a Tibbet and Paul,
playing cards
with their little toothpicks in their mouth. And we get a shot of, this is where I get angry. This is where we get a shot of I'm getting angry because I wanted more. We get a shot of Boyce looks at Chloe and they have a gorgeous little
a little moment,
and that's all we get. It's all we get. I'm like,
I wasn't angry about that.
I was, because I'm like, obviously she liked him, he liked her. The romantic in me wants to at least be like, we got something where he was like, she's like, I'll wait for you, or something, or
I'll wait for you.
I'll wait for you. Something. I mean, she's a badass. She deserves a badass.
She was badass. She was a fucking badass. She deserves
to have a good dude to take, to be with her, not to take care of her, because she can take care of herself. But
he already knows French. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right. End movie. And credits. So good.
God, guys, I love this fucking
This
movie.
was a great movie.
I might buy it.
Honestly,
I might buy it.
It was really good. So much more than what I expected.
It's really
so
funny.
Much more.
For the one that I was
being
more
a military
excited about.
Zombie movie.
Well, the one I was more excited about, that was like, wait, what?
We'll
get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
We'll get there. So let's do ratings.
Okay.
How many blood and gore? How many blood droplets do you give it?
3.
Yeah.
Practical was pretty rough.
Practical effects. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Fucking curb stomps and necks going out of whack. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd give it a 4.
Really?
Because it was practical versus CGI.
Yeah.
Because of that, it was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And plus, only that, but the war violence.
I'm going to compare it to 2022 TCM though, because I gave it 4, and that was practical also.
All right.
That's my own. That's
my opinion.
OMH.
Yes. Spooky, scary. How many scary little ghosts?
Oh, 1. It wasn't scary.
I'm gonna give it 2. It was the first few minutes terrified me.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
shit, but that's real war shit.
Yeah.
That terrifies me.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was scary. Sex and nudity. There really wasn't.
I mean, well, it's just. I mean, the sex and nudity be fine. If you have trigger warnings, if you have been sexually assaulted, this might not be the.
It might not be the movie for you.
Well, you might be. Just know that going into it, there might be some sexual harassment that...
Right. All right. Fun entertainment. How many coal black hearts?
Fucking 5!
Me too! It's so good! I had a fucking blast.
I love this fucking movie, guys.
I did too. Way more than I expected. It was way more than it delivered.
I wish I had watched it with you, actually.
Me too.
At some point, we're gonna get to the point where we're just watching movies
delivered.
together, because it's like, we can't.
It delivered way more than I thought it would.
Yeah.
It was so... so good.
It was great. It was fucking great. Everybody
highly
was
recommend.
Great. I mean, I will just keep saying,
Yeah. This was fucking good.
It's good.
I loved it. All right, cool.
All right, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back and talk about Shadow in the Clouds.
Entirely different. And off of something completely different.
Bitches.
We're back, bitches.
Guys.
Hi.
Oh
All right.
This movie.
All right. This movie is quite possibly the whateverest movie of movies I have seen this calendar year. And that includes Chud 2.
But the Chud. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a time I screamed whatever movie out loud.
There were a couple times I thought it, but I thought about your voice saying it.
Whatever movie!
Whatever movie! You know what it reminded me of?
What?
But it was fun still, to me.
Oh, this movie was super
It was
fun.
a lot of fun. It reminds me of this movie that Clive Owen was in, and I fucking love him. It's called Shoot 'Em Up with Paul Giamatti and Clive Owen.
Yeah.
That movie is whatever movie.
Dumb.
It's
dumb.
You don't have to
shit.
pick. It's so stupid.
Yep.
But it's so much fun because the action sequences are just like, what?
This movie is an hour and 23 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's super short.
So short.
It's so quick, and it's like, what? Wait, what is happening?
But
now?
there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot going on all sides of this fucking movie.
Oh my god, it is the whateverest movie.
Oh, let's just start with...
Well, let's start with the title.
Let's start with the title. Yes.
We reviewed Shadow in the Cloud from 2020, starring the lovely Chloe Grace Moretz.
Who looks like she's 12 and a half.
Just eternally. She just has this baby face. God bless her.
Have you seen Let the Right One In with her?
No.
It's so good. I mean, have you seen the original?
No.
Both are
Let
good.
me in. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I've seen...
You sent me the book.
Yeah, the book's...
You gave me the book a long time ago.
Yeah, it's
great. Back in our old stomping grounds where we worked together days. Yeah.
Book's great.
Yeah.
But she did a fantastic job.
She's amazing.
As the American, like the English version of it. I think she did a great job.
I thought she did too. She was great.
Yeah.
Production notes.
So.
P.S. We are on to drink number 2, people. Pint number 2 of MXD margarita, 12% alcohol by volume. I'm pretty in the bag. We'll see after this. I may.
You might need it because we're going to start talking about Max Landis.
Yes. I'm half in the bag. Let's go.
So
let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
That's from Anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Max Landis, fucking Max Landis. When his name came up, I immediately wanted to punch something. I fucking hate Max Landis. I mean, there's many reasons to hate Max Landis. One is the original screenplay penned by Max Landis was heavily rewritten during pre-production by director Roseanne Liang due to sexual harassment allegations made against Landis at the time. Liang and lead star Chloe Grace Moretz say Landis was completely distanced from the production and that his screenplay was rewritten several times before filming began. However, after watching the film, Landis claims that about 90 to 95% of the script is still his. Why do we hate fucking Max Landis? Besides the sexual harassment, he does not like ladies very much, which is very surprising.
Is it?
It's surprising he
Given
wrote
the dialogue of some of the screenplay.
Oh, this one? Yeah, this is true. Very true. Very true. Because he was the one he gets if you come up with Max Landis, the first hit is Max Landis calls Rey from Star Wars a Mary Sue. He actually has said in the past.
What the fuck does that mean?
Mary Sue is a character. So you don't know what Mary Sue is?
No.
Mary Sue. Let me give you the actual actual definition of what a Mary Sue is. A Mary Sue is a type of female character who is depicted as unrealistically lacking in flaws or weaknesses. Like, it's unbelievable that Rey just could learn all of this stuff. Like, she could just know how to be a fucking Jedi.
Fuck you, asshat.
Right? So he actually also said...
Because Luke Skywalker, that's fucking why.
Thank you.
You cockbag.
Everyone said, well, that's kind of what Luke Skywalker was, too.
Dick licker. Anyway.
He also said, and the worst fucking Star Wars main character to date was Rey. Cool. Yeah, let's put us back in the kitchen. That's where you want us to be, right? Cool. Like, everyone, that's what we were joking earlier about J.J. Abrams, which is really interesting that we had this connection of J.J. and Max Landis. But, like, because I was like, not everybody has to be fucking related in the Star Wars, but he believed that's the way it had to be. Anyhow.
So it was his fault.
No. I mean, I think Rey's still a great character. I
agree with you.
He had nothing to do with the Rise of Skywalker. Making Palpatine's granddaughter. What? But what I'm saying is, like, with him, like, besides the fucking sexual harassment, like, sexual assault and sexual harassment allegations are probably enough right there.
Right.
So you got that going into this.
Right.
Then the animated segment, which was really cool at the beginning of it, which was really interesting.
Oh, it was funny.
It came on before the production house logos.
Yes, I thought that was very weird and interesting. It's like we opened with a cute cartoon in like a la Ren and Stimpy style.
Yes,
like Titmouse or something like that. About plane safety and quote-unquote gremlins. Gremlins don't exist. It's your fault that the plane's fucking falling apart, you fucking chode. So fucking keep up. Stay awake.
Well, that segment is the beginning of the film was based on Pirate Snafu, a series of adult-oriented instructional shorts meant to educate enlisted personnel on Army discretion, hygiene, combat readiness, and daily life. They were produced from 1943 and 1945, and given that they were not meant to be public, were free from censorship restrictions. The title character parodied in the film comes from the military acronym Situation Normal, All Fucked Up. Yep.
My jaw's on the table. I want to look these up immediately. I'm going to YouTube, like, right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This one's I like this one. The gremlins have a monkey body. So we're dealing with gremlins in this, guys.
Quote unquote gremlins.
As Hulk Hogan
They're more like giant bats. They remind me of, have you ever seen The Descent?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. They're kind of like giant bats.
Well, the gremlins have a monkey-like body structure, but are repeatedly referred to as resembling rodents. Given the national origin of the film and the company involved in the CGI, Weta Digital, it might be more than a coincidence that the gremlins share quite a bit of their looks with the rat monkey featured in New Zealander and Weta Workshop co-owner Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Peter Jackson.
Thank you.
Peter Jackson.
One passenger seeing a creature on the wing of the plane and no one believing them is the main plot of Twilight Zone Nightmare on 2,000 Feet, which starred William Shatner.
Say that again.
So
we're drunk, guys.
This was the episode, but we also know that John Landis directed
the Twilight Zone cursed film.
Which three children or two children.
Two children and the main actor
were
the lead fucking actor in that part. Yep.
You kind of sign Max Landis on, you get the cursed film. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
So I'm for anything else. But during World War II, the Women Air Force Service Pilots, WASP for short, was created by the USAAF. These lady pilots, more than 1,100, flew military aircraft, single to multi-engine aircraft. from non-combat, like transports and spotters, like they were saying auxiliary with her. To fighters and bombers, including B-17s, B-26, and B-29 bombers. Fuck. Henry Hap Arnold said he wasn't sure whether a slip of a girl could fight the controls of a B-17 in heavy weather. Later, he ate crow and admitted how wrong he was when he said, "Now in 1944, it is on the record that women can fly as well as men."
Duh.
Right?
Because women had to, when all the men were gone during World War II, women had to, if we don't remember from history, women had to take up the fucking, pick it up and fucking work the factories and work the jobs. And also, some women also wanted to fight for their fucking country.
Yeah, not just play
because there wasn't
not just play baseball.
No, not just play baseball.
I fucking love that movie, though.
I know, it was a great movie.
Skin off my Asheville.
I fucking love that. That was a great fucking movie. But women were ahead of their time then. This is the era of Rosie the Riveter. Right. This is the era of, everybody, fucking everybody.
Oh my God,
bring up arms.
We've only been given the fucking vote for 20 years.
I know. This was also 1943. This was, when was D-Day? 44. This was right before. See, that's almost historically inaccurate, though.
What's that?
Now that I'm thinking about it, because this was okay. So this movie is set in. We begin in Auckland Allied Air Base in New Zealand in 1943. Throughout the movie, Japanese air forces are attacking the plane. The Japanese were involved, but not really against Americans until after Pearl Harbor.
Right.
That's when America got involved. So historically, this is not entirely accurate.
Partially, but we still did have Americans that were fighting with the British. They were assisting the British, and that's where this is coming from, because they're mostly British on this plane.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mostly, because she says she comes on and she is British, quote unquote British.
Right.
She's RAF. Yeah. She's WRAF. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we meet.
Yeah, we open at Auckland Air Base in New Zealand in 1943, where Maud, our lead lady,
it's Maud.
Maud is looking for the Fool's Errand plane. A plane called the Fool's Errand.
Right. It's got this gorgeous, I want a tattoo of this on my body.
Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Totally tattooable pinup girl.
Yeah, Betty Page-esque.
Yeah.
Woman on the side of the plane.
On the side of the plane.
And there's a little bit of a scuffle before she's going on.
She boards and tells the troops that she gives them her papers. She tells the troop that she's commissioned for this flight. They're in disbelief because she's a woman,
right?
But they let her on because the papers she has are from the top. They're from their major's orders.
Yeah,
that she be on this plane.
Meagert, I think it was Meagert.
Reigert's. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get Taggart. Right away, we get fucking Taggart. Taggart is this angry Scot, which I was like, do not give my people a bad name.
No, I thought he was Irish.
No, he's Scottish.
Is he?
He's Scottish, yeah.
Yeah. So they're all giving her shit. She's guarding...
Taggart. Sounds like a fucking Scottish name.
She's guarding this confidential package that she wears around her neck.
At first, I thought it was actually the flight box. I thought that's actually what it was at first.
Yeah,
it's a weird shaped box.
It is. It's like a box with a strap on it.
Yeah.
But it's also got the speaker box on the side.
Exactly.
Of it.
That's why I thought I was like, is this the black box?
And it's got air holes on the top, but I don't think we see that quite yet.
No.
But it does have this speaker box on the side, and I thought it was some kind of radio device or something like that. And so you're like, oh fuck, what's she up to?
But she encounters all these angry guys. One is an angry Scot, which I said maybe he's angry because he's missing hair.
Possibly. Or his dick. But really, she looks at, and now it makes sense. But only one of all of these douchebags, Hottie McHottie Pants, Walt Quaid, only one of these soldiers that are aboard the plane is actually kind of nice to her, and she relinquishes the package to him.
His name is Taylor John Smith. God, he's hot. He's so pretty.
Oh yeah,
It's real pretty. Real pretty.
Everybody in this movie is pretty.
Yep.
Is
Oh,
pretty.
he's in the new Where the Crawdads Sing. Okay.
She relinquishes the package to him while she's kind of forced down in the turret below deck. And the turret is like on a ship. It's kind of like a hubble, like a hole for like shooting.
Mm-hmm. And same thing with the plane. That's where
yeah,
she like.
But so in a plane, it's below deck.
So any of our Star Wars friends out there, it's
great kid. Don't get cocky.
Don't get cocky. Don't get penisy.
Don't get penisy.
Yeah, that's it. Where Luke goes to go shoot the incoming Imperial fighters.
Yeah.
So same sort of idea, but it's more. It's more claustrophobic.
Very.
And also, there's a fucking leak.
Yeah.
One of the windows has been broken and air is coming in.
Before she even gets on the plane though, she kind of looks underneath it and she warns them of a loose hydraulic before they even take off.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "What the fuck ever, lady? What do you fucking know about it?" And because they're, male chauvinistic pigs. And so they kind of force her to, they're like, "You're not going to be on the main deck with us because you're a woman. You have a vagina."
You got a vagina and a gorgeous bomber jacket.
Right.
You're going to be in the hull. That's pretty much where you're going to be.
In the hull, right, in the turret. So they force her down in this turret and she, relinquishes the package. She's like, "I have confidential orders to keep this package safe, so fuck you." Yeah. And they're like, whatever, fuck you back. Yeah. So they make her go down. She relinquishes the package and Quaid specifically. Yeah. And he agrees to guard it. Maud already has a black eye and a broken arm from what we see. She's in an arm sling. Yep. Later on, that comes.
Also, we have a 6.5 out of 10 of a British accent on Chloe Grace Moretz. It's real bad. It's not great, guys. It's not a great accent.
It's about as good as I could do, so I don't blame her.
No. You can do better than this.
No, I don't know about that.
I think you can.
Yeah,
it's very like, I was like, okay, if she holds this through the whole movie, I'm going to be like surprised.
Yeah, same.
Spoiler, she doesn't.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be on purpose.
It is.
That it wasn't very good.
Well, I don't know if it's... No,
you know what I mean?
Also, my third note is, I love this synth pop soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, the soundtrack to this... Okay, for the record, the soundtrack to this entire movie is not...
It's so...
apropos of like a 1944 movie, but like, it's really fucking baller.
From all of,
yeah.
It is,
it's kind of like...
I said The Guest, but if you've seen The Guest,
I was thinking more like Doom, the new Doom game that came out. Fuck, I can't remember. Doom Eternal. Oh my god, it is. I'll have to show you. I'll have to play a clip for you, like of just like the fucking baller music. It's fucking awesome.
This weird synth. It's great. It's like not what you.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like that big, big, bombastic score.
Yeah,
it's not. It's very low key, not low energy, but sort of low energy soundtrack. I mean, because it's synth, so synth is not going to be like, knocking you off in your ass. Because I think what they wanted the soundtrack not to overcome the actual action scenes. Yeah, because they're this movie moves.
It moves real fast. Again, it's only an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah. It moves real fast.
She then starts to hear, oh my god. My next note is just men are gross.
Men are gross. Men are the worst. She overhears, so she's down in the turret. She puts on headphones and hears the radio comms. And she overhears the chauvinistic men talking about her on headset.
I mean, pussy gets used a lot, and like fucking how
whore and
bitch, horrible
well,
stuff.
If I had a minute with her, blah blah blah, the typical shit.
Yeah, which is like, and she's trying to say, I am a officer. I'm a flight officer, and you're treating me like this. This is awful. Yeah. And so they don't believe her.
She switches on, and she's like, sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me on. Bye. Yeah. And they're like, oh, fucking shit. Then they ask her questions, and they learn that she says she's Women's Auxiliary Corps.
Right. Because then you're just like, you're the one who's like kind of shepherding the flights, the planes back and forth.
Right.
The other thing is that she's brought on paperwork.
Yeah.
Saying that this is
signed
confidential.
From the major.
Do not open this package.
Right. And they're being total dicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna radio into Auckland to make sure that she is who she says. It's Taggart. Most of the time, it's Taggart. Taggart is the one. It's Taggart, right? It's not Tapper.
Yeah,
it's Taggart.
Taggart.
Taggart is the one who's like really pushing this, being a real
and
fucking
Dorn.
dick.
He's a fucking idiot.
Dorn.
He's a Southern boy.
Dorn and Finch.
Yeah, and
the
Finch.
three of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really.
The ones who are great. The ones who are actually good guys actually end up, living, so it's fine.
Longer, right?
Yeah.
So we don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
We, the viewers, don't feel so bad. She sees that there's like a hole in one of the windows, like at this teeny tiny hole. She grabs a handkerchief and tries to like plug it with her handkerchief.
And she's actually like trying to say, like, she doesn't want to say, I saw something, like a monster, but she's like, I saw a shadow.
A shadow under the right wing.
And of course they don't believe her. And then somebody says something about Bigfoot, and my first note is, Bigfoot wasn't found yet.
Oh.
Bigfoot wasn't like whatever that Bigfoot video wasn't not.
You're right.
No. Thanks, Max Landis. Eat a dick. Anyhow.
Eat my big fat click. Anyway. Sorry. We might want to edit.
No, leave that fucking. That's amazing. I love it.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
Then they ask. Yeah, you can suck on it. So they ask her to
suck on it. Okay.
They ask her to come back up to the cabin. She tries to get out, but one of the handles broke off.
And yeah, there's a handle, and then there's also like some sort of
leather pull,
exactly.
safety pull.
Yeah,
that also breaks off. And she's like, "Man, this fucking janky plane."
Yeah, right. Because there's a gremlin eating parts of the plane.
Right, like as they're going. As the men try to open the hatch, the electrical goes out, and she keeps hearing strange noises.
And she also has cut her hand too.
Oh my god! So she's. I'll get there. I'll get there. We'll get there.
Holy fuck!
So,
yeah. But she has.
She
literally has cut her hand though at this point.
Yeah, she just cut her hand a little bit. The pilot decides to leave her in there after
Yeah, they don't like her speaking her mind.
Oh, right. She sasses him right the fuck back, and then the pilot/captain is just like, "Well,
Reads.
Fuck you. You can stay down there." And she's like,
much.
"What the fuck?"
And plus, cut her radio.
Yeah, and then they cut off her comms. Stupid fucks is what I wrote in my notes.
Yep.
So then,
and now is when you as the viewer can start to see something crawling on the wing.
Yeah. And
there's these noises.
Like something like crawling through, like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah,
almost like sometimes you hear something in the attic, and this is
creepy. Where this fucker opens the fucking turret.
Yeah.
This little bitch opens the fucking turret to get at
this
her.
Little bitch. Okay, wait. It looks like her arm is broken, but it isn't. She's hiding a gun.
She's hiding a gun, exactly.
Good for her, because suddenly one of the side hatches on the turret opens in the back, and a gremlin attempts to attack her.
One of the ugliest fucking things I've ever seen.
Nasty. I'm telling you, it was like The Descent. It was like those fuckers. Yeah. Closed. With her fucking finger.
So it's like if you those locks where there's two holes and you have to match them up to put the slide in.
Right.
And that's that, but her finger is the slide.
But her finger isn't.
So
and she's holding it closed for dear life. And it is, and it is painful.
Because then she pulls her finger out.
Oh my god. So she shoots at it.
She does.
And it climbs around. Oh, her finger's broken.
It is at a weird angle.
Not just broken. It is, right. It is completely, like, if you were to take your pointer finger and point up at the sky, but instead of pointing up at the sky, it's pointing left.
It makes a letter C.
Right. To the side.
A side
C.
Oh
my god.
This fucking bitch.
She fucking re-breaks it. Oh my god.
And then oh my god.
And then she binds it to her middle finger.
Yep.
This fucking bitch. So then she kind of gets back on the headset, because I'm sure she figures they could probably hear her screaming in pain. Mm-hmm. She starts hearing a commotion above board. She binds her finger and gets back on comms. They give her shit for shooting a gun, and she lies about having a gun.
Well, and
Can you blame her?
At the same time, they've also radioed into Auckland.
Yes. because they're checking up on her papers. And
Auckland's like the only Maud Garrett. We don't have any Maud Garrett. The only Maud we have is a Maud Johnson.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, they give her shit for shooting a gun, and she lies about having a gun. They find out she's an interloper, and they attempt to bring her back up for questioning, but she jams the hatch.
Well, at the same time, she has seen a Japanese plane and flying underneath.
Yes, she advises of a Japanese plane flying below them, and they don't believe her, obviously.
No, and they're trying to pull her up, and she's like, dude, there's down here. Yeah. She's like, do I have permission to engage? And he's like, you wouldn't, when I wrote it down, you wouldn't know how to do it if I told you. And she goes, how did she know? I was being polite. And then she she nails it. She manually
overrides the turret.
Yep.
So she can fire at the Aichi plane, the Japanese Aichi plane. And she fucking nails the shit out of it.
Yep. Then all of a sudden, she's not British anymore.
Nope. She drops her British accent and she's American. Beckel is starting to freak out because he sees a shape on the plane.
Yep.
And they're like, what the actual fuck? Who are you?
Well, the only one who...
And there are Quaid. Like one or two that are like, dude, she actually shot the shit out of a Jet plane.
He was like, you're married? Because I would
propose right now. Right?
They're like fucking hot and bothered because this girl has
she shot the shit out of a Japanese plane. Fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you very much.
Like you said, manually.
Beckel starts freaking out. Then she sees Engine 3 start to fail.
Well, the gremlin sees her.
Yeah.
And it comes and starts to try to like look like it's trying to get in. And it sticks this little penis tail thing.
Oh god, that was so nasty.
In through like this one hole. And it starts to hump the plane.
Oh wait.
That's what I got, because it was like its tongue was like getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, is this?
No, see, I didn't think it was that sexual. I thought it was just salivating at her because the tongues. It looked like the tongue looked like a giant strawberry. It looked like it had teeth in it.
No, the teeth were up here. The tongue was down at the bottom. To me, it looked like it was like suction cupping itself to the window.
Oh, ew.
It looked like it kept getting bigger and bigger.
I don't know. It
was gross. Either way,
but Beckel kept talking about a fucking like a giant rat or some kind of rodent. That's how they referred to it. They give her shit for shooting the gun. They find out she's in it. Okay, she jams the hatch.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to go back up. Yeah.
Right, because they're gonna fucking talk to her. Okay, wait.
Well, and so they're discussing what a fucking gremlin is at this point because Beckel has said it's a fucking gremlin.
Yeah.
And what somebody says is a gremlin is not an animal. A gremlin is someone else's fuck up.
Yeah.
So whose fuck up is it?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course, naturally, they blame it on the woman because, that's how we go. Engine 3 starts to fail and their signal goes out. Maud sees a gremlin tear at the engine and she attempts to shoot at it.
It's Engine 4.
Later, we get a good look at the gremlin. The men begin arguing about what Maud is seeing. Engine 4 goes out. They think whatever's in the package is affecting the plane.
But then Dorn is the one now who has seen the gremlin also. And he's like, no, she's fucking right. It's a fucking gremlin, dude. Yeah. Like, I've seen something.
Yeah.
And then... Okay, so then we get this whole thing with this fucking package.
And then we get a side plot. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Are you ready? The
men
they start arguing.
Yep.
The men open the package.
It's all because of Taggart. Because Taggart's like, she's trying to mess with our minds. It's mind control. Whatever's in the package is mind control. And
he's a fucking paranoid Scot, and they believe Scots and Irish believe in superstition.
Yeah, they believe
in fucking hags and witches and shit. So they're like
changelings and all kinds of shit.
Whatever. Yeah. So then Quaid is protesting, rightfully so.
Do
because
not
he's
touch
like,
this package.
Look, these orders say not to open it. Even the captain is like, open the fucking package. But Quaid stands by and he's like, no, these orders say not to. These orders say it's confidential. It's above us.
It gets to the point where Reeves like, I'll take the hit. Just open it.
Right.
Yep.
So they open it up, and what's inside?
There's a baby.
That was the worst baby noise I could ever make.
This fucking movie, guys. This is where I was like,
whatever, movie.
Right, I was like, you just lost me, movie.
Hold on.
You lost me, movie.
Now there's a baby.
There's a fucking baby.
Not just any baby. Whose baby?
It's Maud and Walt's baby. Walt Quaid.
What?
So, Maud is Maud. Maud is Maud Johnson.
Maud, and I love the name Maud, by the way. Maud and Quaid had a baby together. And then Maud starts monologuing that her husband is a drunk abuser. She was young when she got married. She joined the war effort to get away from him and fell in love with Walt Quaid. Her husband found out. He's a piece of shit. She escaped.
He finds her,
right. But she escapes and forged documents to get on the plane.
Steals a uniform. Mm-hmm.
Steals a uniform and gets documents forged to get on the plane with Walt on purpose. Purposely where Walt is. But Walt didn't know.
One, he doesn't know this is his baby. And two, he doesn't know anything about the baby.
But he says it's my baby in the beginning. It's like,
because she says something about like he didn't know about the baby.
Okay. No, he didn't know she was pregnant.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But also, she's also been giving the baby sedatives.
Right. She purposefully drugged up the baby so it would stay quiet and sleep.
Christ.
I know. Mother of the year, but it's fine. To get on the plane with Walt to get away and get to Samoa where the plane was supposed to land.
Right.
Meanwhile...
Exhibition
dump.
Yeah. It was like, I texted Ween, I was like, what?
Oh my gosh, she was rapid texting me, like, what the fuck? And I was like, I texted her back a gif of Lin-Manuel Miranda is going, just you wait. And then
I was like, wait, Walt and Maud are married? Oh, no, they're not.
No, they are not.
Nope. So,
no, ma'am.
Nope, ma'am.
No.
Okay.
So then, meanwhile, there's another enemy plane coming. 3 of them, to be exact.
Hold on, I actually wrote the note. She didn't tell Quaid about the baby, so he didn't know what was happening. So she shows up on board, because he must have said something for which I wrote that note, where I was like, she shows up and he's not like, hey, that's my girlfriend. She's got a British accent now.
Well, I'm sure he was... For whatever reason. No, because, okay, so as she's monologuing, he found out about her husband, about the fact that she was married, and he left her. But he didn't know she was pregnant.
Okay,
so,
still, she shows up and she's got a fucking British accent.
To protect her.
And
just
a broken arm. And
to protect her. And they're on a mission. When you're in the military, that comes first.
Well, agreed, but still.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not condoning this shit. I'm just saying.
This is crazy. Anyhow, keep going.
You're in the middle of the war. I know. So, there are 3 enemy planes coming.
I mean,
amongst all of this Days of Our Lives bullshit.
Also breaks in and takes out Quaid, so there you go.
Right.
And the baby takes the baby.
There's a commotion. A gremlin climbs on, ? Quaid is shot. The baby is gone.
We don't know if he's shot. We just know he's down.
We know he's down. The baby is gone.
Because the gremlin has taken the baby.
Maud sees a gremlin with her package.
Yep.
Containing the baby. She opens the side of the hatch and she is like, Mama Gear has stepped in.
I just wrote,
and she shoots at it.
The gremlin's just chilling on the wing. Mama Gremlin.
Mama Gremlin. She shoots at it, and the package hangs off the side of the engine. This is where...
No, this is whatever fucking
this
movie.
Is quite literally the term suspension of belief.
Oh, this is... I screamed. Whatever movie! Whatever! She literally climbs up the side of a moving aircraft.
Right. On the underside of the plane.
In the side! Not the underside. The fucking side of the plane!
While it's moving... And I wrote, this movie is nuts.
I just was like...
She climbs under the plane to get at the package.
And the turret that she was in actually gets blown off by enemy fire.
Blown off as she hangs upside down.
She makes herself a little, like, you know, like a makeshift grabber. Like those old people using to grab shoes and shit.
She's like a long-ass bent pipe to grab the package. She catches
I gotta
the
get
package,
my shoes.
and it's, starting to slide off. She catches the package and climbs into the plane. Baby's just fine.
Yeah, that's if there's okay, whatever.
Baby is living its possibly best life because it is drugged the
sedatives.
fuck up. Right. It's drugged the fuck up.
There's so much baby peril in this movie.
This is where the movie goes from 0 to 100.
So, I have to say, this is somebody's kink somewhere. There's so much fucking baby peril in this movie. This is somebody's kink. Has to be. Because it's like, every 20 seconds, this fucking baby's in peril. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Whatever movie.
Same thing happened in the shoot 'em up movie. There was like a baby, like, I'm not kidding. There was a shootout while Clive Owen is preparing to catch a baby that is being birthed. I'm not kidding. That's how fucking stupid awesome the movie is.
Stupid awesome. I love it.
It's so stupid and I love it. It's great.
So then she's hanging under the plane.
Yep.
A moving plane.
A moving. While it is engaged with enemy.
Yes.
Right. So there's gunfire at the same time. Gremlins, gunfire,
and a baby. That's actually what the sequel to
That's
Three
what it
Men and
should
a
be
Baby
called.
is
Right. What the fuck?
Is fire fights gremlins and a baby.
Tonight at 11.
Yeah. That also will start to dancing. She's literally hanging on by her finger at one point. Like her finger.
The handkerchief that she has wrapped around her hand catches.
Yeah.
She climbs back underneath the plane. No, that's later.
Okay, go on.
So, baby's okay. She climbs back underneath the plane and climbs into the main board. She slips, falls out. Mm-hmm. But a plane explodes below.
No, because this is where she's hanging on by one little finger.
Yeah, one little, okay.
Falls. Explosion. Blows her back up into the fucking plane. What the fuck ever fucking movie?
That was in the preview. So
it was.
I was like, alright, that's fucking what?
Yeah, we were like fucking jonesing after that. Now that I know how fucking stupid it is, I was like, okay.
Like, alright, now we want to see it. So it blows her back into the plane. And Doran is like, welcome to the party, sweetheart. Boo, boo, boo. And then he gets shot.
Yo.
Meanwhile,
who the fuck is that? Doesn't matter, he dead.
Nope. He died.
He did.
I only knew because of the subtitle.
And I had in mind I wasn't paying attention, obviously.
Nope. Didn't matter. A gremlin then attacks Taggart.
And I said, no, let Taggart get eaten by the gremlin.
Yes, I was just leave him alone. He's fine.
No.
He falls through an open hatch.
Yep.
More gremlins board to attack. Oh my god, they're giant bats. Because one of them falls through, and she watches it. And then sees it splay its wings and sees that it can fly.
Taggart, it lets it go. It ties its tail onto the.
Oh yeah, and she chops
that
its fucking tail.
He cuts that penis tail right the fuck off.
So the tail is like a rat, like the functionality of a monkey tail, like as it's able to.
I think it's what they call prehensile. We were talking about.
Yeah, it's able to coil and like wrap itself, but. At the same, but the look of it is like a rat tail.
It looks like a penis. It looks like a weird,
it looks like a
long,
giant penis, a hairy penis. It's really nasty.
So then she's like, "We need to dump the fuel. It's just honestly like weighing us down at this point. We need to dump the fuel." What the actual fuck is this movie? We don't know. No one knows.
The captain / pilots are shot. She goes to the cockpit and she's telling them what to do.
Oh,
and then they're shot by enemy terrorists.
Did you write the line down?
No.
She says
no.
Because Williams is like, I don't.
I didn't write any lines down, so go ahead.
I don't know what to do. She's or something like that. She's like, you gotta shoot your shot. I was like, fuck you, movie. You did not earn a Hamilton. Did she really
say that?
She said it. I wrote it down. I'm like, you did not earn a Hamilton shout out.
I did not catch that. Oh, God.
You don't get to shoot your shot. Nope.
So lame.
You gotta shoot your shot. I don't think they said that in 1945.
She's not throwing away it. Throwing it away.
FYI. Walt's alive, guys.
Hold on. We're not there yet.
Okay.
The captain / pilots are shot by the Aichi planes.
Yeah, it's after Reese's
the captain dies. Maud tells Williams, "You gotta land the plane. We got
you gotta
no
shoot
choice.
your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot. We gotta land the plane." She turns around. Quaid is alive.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's
okay
actually okay.
Lots of blood.
Little bloody, but he's fine. Meanwhile, she runs back to one of the other turrets. A gremlin attacks Beckel, who's adorable.
He is super sweet. And he's one of those ones who's like the first ones who kind of believe her. So, besides Quaid.
She shoots the gremlin and it falls out of the plane. Meanwhile, as all of this chaos is going on, the Japanese aircraft are still attacking. We're still in war, people.
Yeah.
Maud shoots down their plane with one of the turrets. The plane is starting to dive. So she runs back to the cockpit, and Maud and Williams, Maud and Williams roll it to get it out of nosedive. Yeah. There are so many things I don't understand.
My first thing is, why is everyone screaming? They're screaming like it's physically hurting them to turn the plane. I'm like, I know there's some part of it that you have to like put some
physically maneuver,
but they're screaming like their arms are getting ripped off.
But their lives are on the line.
Yeah, it's a little.
So I don't know.
Whatever, but they like flip over.
They flip upside down in order to get it. I guess this somehow gets it out of nosedive, and then they right it back up.
Yeah. Whatever.
To get it out of nose. I don't know.
Whatever.
I leave it to people who know how to fly planes to tell me that. I don't know.
If you guys know, just, you know what? Don't let us know. We don't care.
Suspension of belief.
Yep.
Whatever movie. So the plane crash lands on an island. That's what I've got. I don't know if you have anything before that.
Nope.
They crash land it on an island.
They just wrote, so Walt is dead again. Oh, nope.
Nope. He's okay. She has like a flash, like a thought that somehow, Quaid and the baby are not okay. But then she comes to and realizes they're fine. Yeah. Quaid and the baby are okay. Then
so all the good characters make it out.
Right. There's a fire on the plane because it crash landed, and naturally, so the fire started near oxygen tanks, and she's like, we gotta get the fuck out right now. Yep. Right now. They leave in a rush to get out, and they make it just before it explodes.
And they all agree that Maud is pretty kosher, so...
Right.
Like, they're like... It doesn't matter
the co-pilot that survives Williams, is New Zealand.
Yeah, and he's
from New Zealand, and he's like, oh, transfer papers? I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Right? They burnt up in the plane. So, like, they figure, like, she's going to be Maud Garrett. That's her.
Right, because... Forward. So, BS...
Oh, yeah.
What's discussed before this...
Oh, the exposition dump is, like, fucking exposition of them.
At the exposition dump, initially...
It's, like, quiet.
Reeves, the captain... This is a military crime to do what she did.
Yeah.
And she knew that.
Yeah. And
she took that risk to save her baby.
Right.
So, not only were... Maud and Quaid going to be dishonorably discharged, but they were going to be arrested by the military.
Well, and she even says, I will take a dishonorable discharge as opposed to being my neck being, like...
Yeah. Can't blame her.
No.
And if those are your choices, awesome life. But...
And this gorgeous man wants to be with me forever? Sure.
Right.
And so, like, they... This is the best. So they're like, okay, yes. So then poor fucking Walt starts to propose to her.
He gets down on one knee to propose.
Then mind you, she kept telling him, "Don't let go of the baby. Don't let go of the baby."
Oh, I know. Don't ever let go of the baby. And he's got it around his neck and like the package thingy. And he gets down on one knee to propose to her. And in a split second, he's pushed over by a gremlin who steals the baby. By a fucking gremlin who then steals the package. For whatever reason, these gremlins want the baby.
But
they want to eat it? I don't know. But they want the baby. That's what they're after this whole fucking time.
They want a smart gremlin like gremlins
Maud
Yeah.
I loved this.
Oh,
she gets full on mama mode.
She does. Yes,
and
she does.
she beats the absolute
she punches
bejesus
a fucking gremlin
out
in
of
the face
several times.
Yes, she does.
Like, beats the shit out of it in its face.
If you told me, so Shadow in a Cloud ends with a fall-on fucking fisticuffs between a human and a gremlin, I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? Because that's how this fucking movie ends, is a fucking full-out, like, fucking punch to the face.
I said, ooh, Mom is pissed. You better run, gremlin.
Yeah, she makes it stab itself in the fucking throat.
She beats the snot out of it and kills it with its own claw.
Yes.
This is fucking sweet.
Although, this is horrible CGI. This was horrible CGI.
It was pretty bad.
The effects are not great in this movie.
No, because I don't think
fire
they had.
Effects are good.
I don't think they had as much of a budget.
Oh, we'll talk about the budget.
Oh God.
Okay, we'll talk about the fucking budget.
All I wrote after that was this movie makes no fucking sense, but it's fun as fuck.
Two things. My second to last note is the last shot of this movie really going to be her whipping out her tit to feed this baby? Oh, yes.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
And the last one is, okay, this credit scene. You did not earn this fucking movie. You didn't earn...
The credit scene was a la Marvel movies.
The credit scene is all these wonderful, amazing women who were actually like RAF or they were WAGs or whatever. They were women who were fighting in the military. Yeah. And you're like...
Wait a minute. P.S. She wasn't actually in the Women's Auxiliary.
No. And you're like... You didn't
Hold
earn
on a
this.
second.
You didn't earn this, like, you know, I mean...
See, the premise that I thought was that she was a British, WAF.
It would be great if she was.
Right. That's why I wanted to see this movie.
Bring in Haley Atwell. Make her, like, you know, the whatever. You know,
yeah. It sounded great.
But... Yeah, no, you did not earn this ending at all. At the fuck all. No, you want to talk about production? You want to talk a little bit about how much this movie made?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just curious.
So, let me see here because I have how much it made.
Oh.
Here we go. How much do you think it made? United States and Canada.
Oh, I'm afraid to know.
I don't know how much it made, how much it cost. I don't have that on IMDb. Doesn't have that.
Okay.
But I can tell you how much it made.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do
how
cost.
How much did it make?
Cost, Shadow in the Cloud. Because I think there's a website that will tell you. Oh, okay. Oh.
What?
Well, also let's also think about this. This was a Kiwi movie. This was a Kiwi production. This was a New Zealand.
Yeah.
So what they do is it's one of those ones where they a lot of movies in New Zealand and Australia is that you can petition the government and the government will pay for your movie. That's kind of what happened here.
All right.
But let me see if it actually made any money. But I can hold on. Give me 1 second, because right now it says it's around the $10 million mark to make. The Kick-Ass.
That's not a lot of money. No. In retrospect of things, it's not a lot. No. Sorry, I'm drunk. I can't pronounce words straight now.
Yeah. So Lang doesn't want to reveal exactly how much, but admits it's around the $10 million mark. So that's how much they paid for it. The budget was. Okay,
that's
so...
not a lot of money.
Okay, how much do they make in the U.S. and Canada? Just give me a number.
11 million.
Lower. Way lower.
8. 1.
Way lower.
No! Lower than $1 million?
Yup.
How much did it make?
U.S. and Canada. Way lower.
What was it?
You just keep guessing.
I can't guess.
What would be lower than... What would you think? Just throw out a number.
$500,000.
Lower.
No!
Yeah, lower.
385.
Lower. Huh?
$100,000.
Higher.
2.
$156,000. How much do you think made worldwide?
300,000.
Higher.
Okay. 5.
Higher.
8.
Higher.
$1 million. No, not quite.
41,000.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. Ow.
Yeah. It did not do well.
That's
now part
terrible.
of it also is that like it was a Pandaromni.
Sure.
You know,
still, damn.
Yeah, international box office was $881,000. Not good.
Oh my shit.
Yeah. I can see. I can see. I can only imagine how much she got paid. Like, part of that must be if you're thinking about like if it cost $10 million, Chloe must have made. She had to be the highest paid.
Well, yeah, and she's a pretty decent name, and like the only name in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably the highest part of that
right.
10 million. It was probably her. But yeah,
ouch.
But like they were lucky to have that, that New Zealand money.
Yeah.
That was those. So,
okay.
All right, let's do some recommendations. Or
let's do ratings.
Ratings.
Blood and gore.
Oh, one?
Yeah, it was just creepy bats and whatever.
I mean, her finger was gross, but...
Yeah, that was nasty. Spooky scary.
1.
0. It was not scary. Sex and nudity.
No, 0, 1, whatever.
0. There's no nudity. No sex, no nudity. Cold Black Hearts. How many?
I'm gonna say 3. I did have fun. As much fucked up
I
as
had
it
some
was.
fun. Right. I had some fun.
As much as I was like, fuck,
2.
whatever. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it was like, whatever movie. But I was like, all right.
Honestly,
I see you.
We've seen worse shit
We
on this
definitely
show.
have.
I mean, as much as it's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love that time period. I love fucking women doing it for themselves. I also love hot men. There was a lot of hot men in this movie, so yeah.
Happy Memorial Day, people.
Yeah, I just wish he did better shakes to that grouping. But all right, let's talk about some recommendations.
All right,
recommend some shit to me.
All right, I'm gonna recommend.
Okay.
Before this, my boyfriend started listening to this about a month ago, and
is this podcast?
I wish.
How many days since he's listened to this podcast?
0.
Okay.
He has never listened to this podcast.
I'm throwing the gauntlet down now.
No. It's not his thing. And I get it. It's not his thing. And I understand. I mean, I've encouraged him, but he won't. But it's fine.
I'm throwing the gauntlet down.
I know.
You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name on this, but... because I have to edit it out later. But I'm throwing the gauntlet down. No.
That's fair. So... I'm drunk now, so I don't know what I was saying.
So yes,
okay.
Yes.
So a month ago, he started listening to this podcast, not this podcast.
No,
but he started listening to a podcast, and then he recommended it. Like he would play it in the car, and I started getting kind of hooked on it. It's called Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Mm-hmm. Now Dan Carlin is himself, he's a little on the conservative side, but he's not. He stays pretty well in the middle, to be honest. When it comes to talking about history, he gives both sides. He gives all sides,
which should be,
and that's exactly how it is, and that's exactly how it should be in it, as he says himself. There's on his Hardcore History podcast, there's an episode series that's like parts 1 through I think 6, and I listened to about half of them. 1 through 3, called Supernova in the Pacific, and it's about how and why the Japanese became involved in World War II.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually really interesting and very educational. And he the episode 1, he starts back like when there were samurai like legit samurai. He's talking back in like the 1800s, and because he explains the culture and the policies and politics of Japan from history throughout to the 1940s. And he goes all the way up to then.
He's very thorough.
He's extremely thorough, and it was very interesting because it's on the one, like, as you start to kind of listen to it and as you start to learn about their culture and history from that period up to then, up to Pearl Harbor. I don't want to say you understand, but you
no, right,
like, not sympathize, but you understand why they did what they did.
Right, like, so I was going to actually,
because that was one of my weak points was always about World War II history in general. I'm an ignorant ass American. I'm an ignorant ass millennial that never understood throughout all of my history education. I never understood quite fully how or why Japan became involved. And this was a deep, deep dive into why and how.
Well, and I think also to piggyback on that, if you want to also further dive into what happened after they entered the war, as much as I like this podcast a lot. I don't usually recommend it because sometimes it's kind of like, it depends on, they can be like on the edge is Last Podcast on the Left. But they have a episode on Unit 731. And if you want to know what the fuck happened when Japan entered the war,
it was some fucked up shit. Some real fucked up shit.
I mean,
there was a small segment of soldiers. Sorry, I'm drunk. But there was a small segment of soldiers through up into when they were finally found in the 1960s. They kept like going around and through the jungle and living and killing people. They had no idea the war had ended. They were operating under the assumption that it hadn't.
In the newspaper, they had fucking kill counts.
Yeah.
So
it was fucking nuts.
I would say like
their entire philosophy was never surrender. It was full pride. It was never surrender under any circumstances.
Exactly. And so it was actually worse for them if they surrendered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so, they faced worse if they were to surrender.
Yeah. So I would say to piggyback on that, I would recommend, because they do a really good job. They're like, they call it a Bronze Star episode because it's rough. It's rough to hear what they did to the Chinese people. It was
they talk about that too. They talk about Manchuria. They talk about all of that.
Cutting babies out and all kinds of horrible things. Yeah. And it's rough.
Terrible.
When they say rape of Nanking, there's a reason why they call it rape of Nanking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
So I would as an offshoot to what you said.
I may check that out, but as an offshoot, I would highly recommend Hardcore History.
I
really
I like his
really
old
highly.
stuff too. I like his stuff about Roman history and things like that. Yeah.
That's why my boyfriend's starting to listen to that too about Julius Caesar. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Because
he's
now that
really
he's into it,
like,
he's extremely in depth.
Although
and it's
his voice makes me want to fall asleep, but I like it
a little bit. But honest, if you're into history, highly recommend Chef's Kiss. Highly recommend. He's thoroughly researched. Because he was a journalist. So he kind of gets, all sides of the spectrum. He is kind of right wing, but he's not so right wing that he's like a Trumper.
Right.
He's not one of those, but which I can respect. It's
no, I totally.
IMO. As long as you're not a Trumper, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Honest to Jesus. So it's like we can talk. We're fine. But he does very, very thorough research, and the latter 3 episodes I caught glimpses of through my boyfriend, as he was listening. There was one where he was talking about the aftermath of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and I just couldn't listen. Yeah. I couldn't listen. It was so brutal. And he even says several times throughout, he's like, "This is a lot to stomach, but this is what happened."
Yeah.
And it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was really interesting. Anyway, your recommendations.
So I'm gonna move away and say something like more horror related. So 2 things.
Perfect.
I mean, that's not horrific.
It's horrific in a historical, in a different way.
I mean,
in a realistic historical aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I can go on for hours until you talk about David Blight and go listen to his stuff on
David Blaine.
David Blight.
12. Sorry. David Blaine. Never mind.
Nope.
It's
David Blight,
fine.
a Yale professor.
Nope. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah. So
not the magician.
No. But Ray has a minor in history, so she loves history a little bit. She's a little crazy about, like, especially Civil War history. No, yeah. So what I'm going to recommend is I had it on today. It was like I was partially falling asleep, and I had it on, and it was fine. It was great. I've seen it before. I loved it. I saw it in the movie theater. Was talking about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie.
Nice.
Is fantastic for a PG-13 movie. It is frightening. I'd say it's spooky. It is really scary. They did a fantastic job with the effects. Look like Stephen Gamel made created them. That's like they were like, there's a reason these fucking drawings are scary. So yeah, the illustrations are fucking amazing.
Badass.
And so that's what the general like artistic look of the monsters. In the movie
how could you not?
It's really good and set in the 70s, which is kind of cool too.
Ooh.
So you get the Vietnam War, and it's cool. The other thing I would recommend, Ween's gonna laugh at me, but I totally watched. A. You guys gotta love it. Just check out We Hate Movies, and We Hate Movies has they do a monthly commentary. I think it's quarterly at this point, quarterly commentary, and they did one on a talking cat, which is voiced by fucking Eric Roberts.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, you need to come over. We need to watch together. You would love it.
Jesus.
It's the one guy on it was the 3 guys had seen it. The one had not before, and he's like, it was amazing to hear the one dude have to experience it. It was fantastic. It's amazing. You don't know when a gay porn's gonna start. I mean, any moment a gay porn could start. It literally was filmed on a gay porn set.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So that's what I recommend.
Perfect.
Yeah, right? Perfect. So, speaking of gay porn, what do we have coming up?
Well.
Not gay porn, but gay things. We have
yay.
Gay things coming up.
Next month.
Yeah, so we are celebrating, as I'm wearing my Equalidad my shirt right now.
Equalidad.
We are celebrating Gay Pride Month coming up. And we have 2 guests coming up, which I'm really super excited
Who's
about.
our first guest, Miss Ray?
Our first guest is my co-host for the Chick Lit Book Club podcast, Veronica.
Yay!
And we are watching The Old Dark House.
Yes.
And Bride of Frankenstein.
I am super excited. These are classics, black and white.
James Whale. Whale is super gay himself, super gay himself, and there is a little mystery as to how he died. I mean, it's pretty much down at this point. Everyone's kind of well, yeah, but I mean, there was a little bit of a secret. Not secret, a little bit of a.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then the second part of the month.
Oh my god! It is going to be.
It's going to be my gay husband, Will.
Yes, it will.
And we're going to review Red State, directed by Kevin Smith. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah. So we're not going full out super gay, but we're going somewhat super.
We're not going unicorn killer, okay?
We're easing in. We're leaving that dildo before
it's our first
we go.
year. Oh yeah. We're gonna leave it up before we go. Vampire and
we're
whatever.
We're putting at least a fist in before we
listen. Oh my god.
But I mean, I actually like this because we're gonna get into the.
We're looking at more gay culture,
right? What? Because we're looking at it as three or four eyes that are straight-ish.
Yeah.
Who are looking at a movie and one who is gay and being like, why is this gay? Why do people think this is gay?
Right.
So And I think that's kind of amazing. I think to me that makes more sense than of like a unicorn killer. Like, well, why no?
Well, okay, fine,
yeah,
right. Or The Craft, please.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not do something so easy.
Yeah. Which we can do next year. But this year I want it to be like more along the lines of
because I'm sure, any listener out there is thinking of like 5 other movies off the top of their head. And believe me, we've Googled it, please.
Yeah.
We have. Yeah. But we wanted to do something a little subtle first, on the subtle side first.
And really get in depth. Because that's what this whole podcast is about. It's not just like, you guys have heard this. It's
right, we're looking at layers.
It's not the rote thing that you've heard over and over and over again. Like, right. We want something
We could do Rocky Horror Picture Show, but come on. The fuck on.
Also, like, we talked about fucking Overlord and talking about, like, fucking, like, the imagery of rebirth. I mean, like, how many other fucking shows are going to talk about that? Like, that's what we want. We want something more in depth than just, like, sticking in.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm so excited about the old dark house. I can't even imagine.
Me too.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to get it. Eventually, I can't wait to get into like the Vincent Price stuff and Boris Karloff, and I can't wait to get into all that.
We have a whole
Believe
month.
me, we have a whole year and a half planned.
Our July, we know it's gonna be D movie month. We don't know what it's gonna be. We're holding off on that one, so we can go over to August. August is gonna be Sleepaway Camp month.
Yeah.
So we're not doing the Return to Sleepaway Camp because I don't think it's worth it. But I think 1 through 4 is great.
Yeah.
No.
Well, there's a whole bunch.
Let's not say great. Let's not say great. No. That one. Let's see. There's
a whole bunch of it. I thought there was 6. Like 6 of them.
There's 4.
There's 4, okay.
I think.
Quick pause. Edit.
Sleepaway Camp, there are... Come the fuck on. Sleepaway Camp. Oh god, there's Survivor? No, there are 6. The fuck?
Yeah, there are 6 of them.
Alright, we might be moving some things around. Okay, so Sleepaway Camp, Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's.
We'll talk.
We have things. I don't think we need to do all of these. No. Some of them are absolute garbage. No. Okay, so what's here is the films. The film year column is 1 through 4. So whatever came after that, Wikipedia doesn't have it on here.
Okay.
The one that one we're not doing is Return. We're not doing Return. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Like,
I'm fine with that too.
5 and 6. If there's anything, it's gonna be so garbage because I've seen some of them and they're so bad.
Okay, that's fine with me. I'm glad not to watch too shitty of a movie. All right, so I have August Sleepaway Camp 1 through 4.
Yeah, because September. Honestly, we're never gonna come back to it. We're not gonna come back to it.
First part of September, we're doing The Crazies from 1973 and 2010. Mm-hmm. And then the last part of the month into October, we're doing like Folklore, Midsummer, stuff like that.
Yep.
The Wicker Man and whatever. And then we'll end with Halloween Ends, of course.
Yeah. And then after that, hold on.
Jeepers Creepers.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Thanksgiving. Has anybody else heard of that but me? Maybe.
So I made this fucking schedule. We don't know if we're gonna stick to it. So I looked up Thanksgiving horror movies. The first one that came up is Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County, and it's fucking total. It is. You and I are. It's D level. It's really bad D level, but it'll be fun. And it's Thanksgiving. The mom is drinking. Like at one point, she's got like, you know what? Honestly, your friends over and we watched the movie have watched it before.
Really?
Yeah. At one point, they're like, she's on her 7th glass of wine. It's fantastic.
Perfect.
It's stupid funny.
Perfect.
And then we're going to do Black Friday, which I owned, but I did not watch. It's got Bruce Campbell in it, so there you go.
Black Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that would be the first part of the month of November is Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County, and then Black Friday.
Okay.
And then the last part of the month is Thanksgiving 1 through 3 if we want to even do 3. I don't think we even need to do 3.
I don't know.
1 and 2 is fine. And
I've
then December. Fucking Gremlins. Gremlins. 1 and 2. And then we're going to do Krampus. And then possibly you guys will decide what we're going to do for the rest of the month.
Yeah. That's a lot. So, like I said, we've got,
Shit
a lot planned. Yeah.
So, where can people find us?
Oh, I just had that up. Okay. You can email us at boozeboobsandbloodpodcast@gmail.com. That's booze, boobs, and Andy bloodpodcast@gmail.com. On Twitter at boozeboobsblood, Instagram 3B Podcast, Facebook B3 Podcast, and on TikTok at boozeboobsblood podcast.
How do we end this thing?
I'm still figuring that out.
No, we did it.
We did.
Later!